Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sandhills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early Break. Bill Busch is out today under the weather. He'll be back tomorrow, likely here. Sip, how are you doing on this wonderful opening day for Major League Baseball? What am I wearing today? Tell the breakers who aren't watching the broadcast.
You're wearing some juvenile swag.
What is this? This is less juvenile than my Nebraska basketball jacket, though. You'd have to agree with that easily. This is a simple Kansas City jacket. It's dark blue. It's royal blue. It says KC. The other one I wear that is definitely juvenile, the Husker jacket, is so it's a white jacket. It's got the old school Nebraska basketball logo. It's got Nebraska Huskers on the backside. That is juvenile. This is simply right. It's proper. It's how we do opening day.
Okay.
Even our good friend, your cousin, your long-lost third cousin, Dave Dipple's in the house. He's donning also KC attire this morning with his hat.
Dave Dipple.
He provided us breakfast. He's got food. He's got orange juice. He's got burritos. He's got oatmeal. He's got chocolate milk for Bill, who's not here.
It was an incredible surprise to see Dip. He has a T-shirt on that says, I'm really happy about the T-shirt. He has a T-shirt on that says Breaker since 2017.
Yeah, we kind of forgot he's not been with us the whole time, which is okay. He's been all but 1 year. He said he moved from Illinois back in 2017 to Lincoln.
Breaker since 2017 is a good deal.
It's always good to see Dipple and anybody stopping in here. He brought in
Not
breakfast.
anybody.
He brought him breakfast before the show.
Back on anybody, but yeah, for the most part.
So now people are saying, well, which people does Sip not want to see before? Is it me? He's talking about me?
No, if like an
want to see
axe murderer would walk in the door, I wouldn't be thrilled.
Morning, guys. It's time for your death. Oh, well, I called my wife real quick.
I can make one call.
Can I make a couple phone calls before this happens, including the police is one of them. I'll do it in privacy, I promise.
Anywho,
yes.
Yeah, Dipple's here with a lot of food. In fact, if you're downtown, you could stop in. There's no way we're eating all this. Right. I got practice. I got practice today. So I was telling Dip, I don't have practice. Nebraska football has practice. And I got to go straight from here to practice. 8:30. I'm leaving the show.
That's fine. I can survive.
Okay. I'm leaving the show at 8:30. And then I'm going to practice. And I don't have there's no food stops scheduled.
Well, Dipple saved the day then.
He did, because I'm thinking about it. And then with media availability after practice, I won't probably get to any food till 1 o'clock, So I was thinking about it. That's 7 hours.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
You might be starving at that point.
Not now.
Not today.
Hell no.
You've got burritos and oatmeal and orange juice to chug down to help you out.
Cleanup crew. This is Idle Chit Chat, by the way, sponsored by
Newton's Lawn Care.
Right. So cleanup from yesterday. Me and Bill, kind of not a gaffe, but just sort of a moment of, let's just go with stupidity. Both of us.
Now that's a good tease right there. I'm intrigued.
We wondered aloud. Is Chile on the water? Chile has 4,000 miles of coastline.
I didn't want to make fun of you that much because I think it's hard to know South America geography if you're not been in school for 40 years like you have not.
Right.
Yeah, I aged you there. Yes, but Chile is on the south point of South America and the west part of South America.
It's 4,000 miles of coastline.
Yes,
on the Pacific.
The entire country on the west side where would touch the water.
To put 4,000 miles in perspective, from LA to New York is 2,400 miles.
So then you would understand why they would always have Chilean sea bass, because there's all that coast with water and the ocean. for the sea bass to thrive and frolic in. Yes, I said frolic.
Frolic.
Dogs frolic, and so do sea bass, apparently.
Is there any other cleanup from yesterday? Do we mess anything up?
I don't recall making any mistakes yesterday at all.
No, not too bad, I don't think. That was probably...
Breakers, if you have something that bothered you that we messed up on, please let us know. We want to get things right. We're not afraid to admit our faults and go back to our issues we've had and get things right. 402-464-5685 text as always, but I don't think we have any major issues from yesterday, the show.
No. Let's see. By way of idle chit chat, did ride the hog yesterday.
Nice. Got
to Target to get some Mando deodorant.
Mando.
Yeah. It's great. It's really good.
I've never used that.
You should consider it.
That type?
Yeah, Mando's really good.
Okay. I've never tried it before.
The spray and the stick and the body wash, and I just said, you know what, I can just put that in my pocket, so I'll just...
I thought you were using Axe.
Well, I still do use Axe, but that's
just the spray.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Axe stick?
No.
What do you use with Axe?
Body wash.
Okay.
Axe body wash.
Okay, got it.
No, I don't think I've ever used Axe deodorant.
Good.
Yeah. No, I use Mando now. Mando's really kind of life-changing. Did
somebody point you to this to try it out? I've never. John says I have Mando. It's great. So you're getting somebody's on your side here.
What Mando is to me is if you put a shirt on Monday and you just happen to put that shirt on again on Wednesday, you will still have the Mando smell in the shirt. It's amazing. It's amazing.
So it's strong then.
Strong. It's 3 days.
That can be a good or a bad thing.
Is that right?
Sometimes you don't want deodorant to stand out. Oh. You want to know you're just not, you don't smell like BO.
Yeah.
It's not always the job to mask your entire scent with something that is that strong. It's just to avoid the nasty smells from your body.
I've never thought of it to that level.
Are you doing your whole body or just the armpits usually?
It's a whole body spray. The Mando.
Okay. Well, the spray would do that. I'm talking about the stick.
The stick. I don't apply the whole stick to my legs.
All right. I was concerned.
Yeah.
Now we're on the same page here. It's fine. Yeah. I was telling Dipple before the show. There's something in life that I think I hate more than anything else. Yeah. How about that for a tease? What could I possibly hate more than anything else in life? I think it's a pretty clear first.
Let me pull up my pants for this one. Hold
on. Why are they not up to begin with?
They're just low.
I got a
belt on.
The worst thing in life, is hands down allergies, because I had a conversation with Luke from the mill yesterday, and he had a great description. He's like it's like when you blow your nose or you sneeze. It's the most unfulfilling blowing of the nose ever, because you could have the biggest farmers. You could have it just
understand,
and within a millisecond you're back to needing to blow your nose again. It just never stops. And I take Benadryl, I take Claritin, I take all the sorts. I don't get the allergy shot. That's my bad. But whatever. I take medicine. I take the different pills, and it doesn't work. At some point, Claritin used to work back in the day. Now I think I'm immune to it. And Benadryl doesn't work that well for me.
I think we're in a high allergy state.
See, I'm wiping my eyes constantly. I'm blowing my nose every commercial break. Before the show, I'm just back there blowing my nose for 5 minutes straight.
I wonder if there's anything you could change in your diet that would help. I'm wondering that.
It's the air, it's the pollen, it's everything from spring. Which again, I love spring. Happy to see things blossoming and growing, but it causes me to be in pain and be constantly requiring Kleenexes or paper towels at all times.
You and many, many others.
Yeah, I'm not alone,
including myself.
I think you would agree that it's one, if not the worst thing, one of the worst things in life is allergies.
I'm not pushing back hard, but I think I'm just so used to it that it doesn't even.
You just accept. Well, this is be a month of misery. Just have the tissues on hand at all time: paper towels, napkins, handkerchiefs. Brandon says on YouTube, Jake, it just keeps getting worse. Local honey, with cumin will help, possibly. I'm at the point I'll try anything. So I might try the local honey with cumin, if that's what Brandon's saying. I might try. Sounds good. Sounds like it doesn't taste that bad.
No.
Let's go for that. Because this is no way to live life right now.
You're doing
like
fine.
you're gonna look over me and think I'm crying. I'm crying because it's natural. The allergies are causing this problem. I got tears coming down my face.
You have it worse,
and I'm not sad. It's not happy tears. They're not sad tears. They're just allergy tears, and it's pissing me off.
Let's see if I can make you sad. Then you have the double whammy.
That's true.
Tears from allergy and tears from Owen Freeman going to.
We'll get to that in a second. Now
okay.
I'd like our good friend Greg in Myrtle Beach to chime in. You can text if you'd like to, Greg. We haven't heard from you for a while because Greg
where are you, Greg?
Greg at one point sent us a couple years ago a large amount of Claritin because I think he had some sort of deal with Claritin back in the day. He sent us a lot of Claritin. Okay. Now someone says, FYI, you can take up to 6 Claritin at once. I've never heard that.
Whoa.
And frankly, I'm scared to try that.
Whoa. I don't. That might be a play off that you can take 6 ibuprofen. No.
Because you can. It's pretty standard. You can take up to 4 ibuprofen. That's known. Like 4 is really pushing it. 3 is safe. 4 is good, but hey, don't go beyond that. I've never heard more than 1 Claritin. Like
no, I wouldn't take 6.
So this is not even close to ibuprofen. That's like taking 12 or 14 ibuprofen, which I would no way. Don't do that.
6 Claritin would freak me out.
I feel like I have a nosebleed going on or something like that. I'd have something bad happening.
And Claritin doesn't make you woozy, or does it make you woozy?
It can. There's drowsy and there's non-drowsy Claritin. Same for Benadryl.
Yeah.
Zyrtec. I've tried Zyrtec. That's usually that works okay. Usually, I don't have any right now. I need to buy some Zyrtec.
To me is the best one. That's the best one. I never bought it. I steal Trixie's. I do take it, and it's effective.
I just got a text from my mother. Chimes in. She says, "Listen to Sip. I'm guessing your diet is affecting you." I don't think that it is.
I think that yellow food dye has an effect. I do. It does me. I try to avoid yellow food dye. Now the problem with that is, well, that's not a huge problem. The other problem for you would be hops. I think yes.
Beer. I don't drink. I don't do IPAs.
Okay. Hops, I've heard.
Hops are very big in IPAs. I don't like IPAs, so that's not a problem for me. And I drink beer year round, so I'd have allergies year round if that was the case. It's the weather.
I think diet can affect it. Okay, I'm not going to get all hot.
I haven't changed anything in my diet. I know nothing's different. I'm not eating something I haven't before.
I'm suggesting that perhaps you should change something in your diet.
But my point is that it's the blossoming of flowers and grass and leaves outside that's affecting me.
What does your mom say?
She said, "Listen to Sip." I'm telling you, nothing in my diet has changed.
Well, I can tell you
that would cause this.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to sound haughty because I think this conversation can if I'm not careful. I quit eating fast food almost like completely. Right, about 5 years ago. I will still.
You're a good man, by the way, for that.
Yeah, as I sit here and eat a burrito from McDonald's.
Guess that streak's over.
Yeah. No, I will eat it sometimes. In a burrito at McDonald's, yes, it counts, but it helped my allergies a lot. There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. My allergies were out of control. I didn't stop doing it for that reason, but I noticed it's way better now. My allergies used to be probably worse than yours. Do you remember when we did the show?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'd sneeze like.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yes.
And that doesn't happen.
You'd have like 12 straight massive. It would be a run of sneezes.
And when did that happen?
You have to leave the room a couple years ago.
I know, but it doesn't happen anymore.
That has stopped.
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone said all beer has hops. I know, but IPAs tend to have more hops. This is why they call it hoppy.
Yeah.
Texter says, by the way, this is sort of a lot of text. People have a lot of allergy takes this morning.
Oh, there's a lot of allergies. People have them.
This is Jake Jake at Crete says, I have the same problem. My allergy doctor told me to take 1 Zyrtec, 2 Benadryl at the same time, once in the morning and once at night.
Wow.
He says 1 Zyrtec and 2 Benadryl. That's a lot.
Wow.
So my 1 Benadryl I've been taking is not enough, and the Claritin is not either. This is not me knocking those options. I'm just saying they have not been working for me.
Okay.
They have in the past. I might be immune to them now. That's a me problem.
You just got to up your dosage, it sounds like, right?
Yes, it sounds like it. But I'm not taking 6 Claritin. That sounds like a big problem. I'm not doing that. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Matt says, hands down, Flonase is the best on the market and covers the entire spectrum of allergies.
Have you tried it?
No, haven't.
Time.
Flonase can do
Time.
that. Who in Columbus, Sip?
Bird.
Bill might be upset by that, but good job. Xyzal and Flonase combo knocks it down for me. I've never heard of Xyzal before. XYZAL. Xyzal. Never heard of it. I'll check it out. Pete in Chattanooga. Why would he be listening, Sip? I have no idea. Why would he be listening?
Why would somebody in Chattanooga be listening?
He says there's no pollen allergy like a Chattanooga allergy. The pollen cakes your car with a thin layer of yellow dust. We do get that once in a while here, but not all the time.
Wow. Who's the guy that does the informational shows on the Rock channel sometimes, and he also wrote the NBA theme song?
That's that's John Tesh.
John Tesh. I feel like this
Round Ball Rock.
I feel like this is like a John.
I know, this is great.
This is a John Tesh show.
Well, sometimes we got to be advice for people.
You kind of sound like John Tesh. You kind of do.
I have to work in my John Tesh voice. I know John Tesh. I know who I've listened to John Tesh. I listened to him a long time back in the day. I like his show.
Yeah.
Try Alivert. I'm getting like 45 suggestions here of allergy stuff. So I guess I'll write these down and see which ones work and which ones don't.
You should appreciate it. The Flonase thing is particularly convincing to me. And then they have this tube, the boom tube. What's it called, Ellie? Ellie, is it called the boom boom tube or something like that? That you spray up your nose. I've heard that's effective. I don't know if it's called the boom boom tube. It's something like that, though. Is that right? Something like that.
Well, thank you. Thank you to all the advice to people for allergies. I'll consider all of them because this is hell and I don't want to live in hell anymore in terms of this situation. So thank you.
You know what's interesting? I'm relatively unaffected.
Well, I'm happy for you. Way to go. I'm proud of you. So happy that you can breathe properly.
Genuine.
I'm so proud you can breathe and operate properly while I am just basically underwater over here trying to talk.
I wasn't being insensitive.
Okay.
Is it affecting your sleep?
I don't think so. But I sleep like crap at all times anyways.
Do you really?
I've told you, I've had, ever since I've been doing the morning show, which is, 13 years now.
Good God.
We've been together for 9 and I've been doing it for 13. I have an irrational fear of oversleeping the show every single day. If you guys are ever curious what it's like, yes, this is 13 years of, oh my God, I'm going to be late every single day.
Why don't you just do the alarm?
I'll have the alarm, but sometimes you think you didn't set it, number one, or you overslept and you didn't hear it. And so I'll wake up at, oh God, it's 1:35, back to sleep. Oh, got to go, 3:14. Oh, it's 4:30. I guess it's close to getting up time, but I can sleep for maybe, 10, 15 more minutes.
Why have we not had this conversation?
It's just horrible.
Why have we not had this conversation?
It's no way to go through life.
I didn't know you had that irrational issue.
Every single day, every weekday for 13 straight years, I've had the irrational fear of I'm going to oversleep the show, and I wake up at all times of the night, and that's just the truth.
I don't think it's all that healthy for me to laugh at your issues, but
it's fine. We have a lot of issues over here, so laugh away. I have not been late on my own accord. Again, I was late the day that I got stuck in the road in the blizzard a couple weeks ago.
Have you not been late?
I have not been late for a show. Knock on wood. This isn't this could go badly. It could be late tomorrow. I have not been late since I think 2017.
Is that right?
I believe.
So I was with you at that point?
Yeah, you had to call me. Said, what's going on?
Is that right?
Oh, God, yeah. I'll be there shortly. It's been a while. Okay. But that is, I think, the end of Idle Chit Chat. Anything else for you at all?
20. Nothing. No. Nothing major.
Oh, I guess you should mention Idle Chit Chat. That's sports related.
Sports.
As you mentioned briefly earlier, Owen Freeman, the Iowa Star center, is going to Creighton. Announced he's going to be a Creighton Blue Jay.
Creighton landed a good one.
Owen Freeman will replace Ryan Kalkbrenner, who's finally moving on after 5 years with Creighton. And he's not exactly the three, Kalkbrenner's not a three-point shooter. He could shoot the three, but he is certainly a very, very good option to replace Ryan Kalkbrenner. Not as tall. I think Ryan was about 7'1". Owen's, I think, 6'11", so he's close enough in height. But Owen Freeman is a very, very, very good offensive player. I'm not saying he's great defensively, but he's a really good offensive player.
Owen Freeman averaged, just to get you some numbers, he was the Big Ten Rookie of the Year in 2023, 2024.
Freshman of the year, yes.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year.
AKA freshman, but yes, go for it.
AKA rookie. 16.7 points, 6.7 rebounds, 1.8 blocks. Are you getting all that? While shooting 64% from the field. Excuse me.
Allergies.
Owen Freeman is a major pickup for Creighton.
Huge pickup. Huge pickup. Again, I don't think he's as good of a defender as Kalkbrenner is.
No.
But he is definitely an offensive weapon.
No, he's not going to be the 3-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. And it's possible that Kalkbrenner was the 4-time Big East.
3 for sure.
Big East Defender of the Year. Now, here's the thing. People are going to wonder about Nebraska. You're not going to see a lot of like, first of all, 2 things to keep in mind, Jake, as it applies to Nebraska and the portal. You don't see a lot of portal leaks because there's so much money involved right now. Freeman I'm going to tell you right now, my insiders, Freeman is 1 million plus, and it's closer to 2 million than 1 million. Okay. So what I'm telling you is this: these agents, coaches, these programs don't want this information about players out because it could drive up the price. Oh, this player's on the market. Oh, didn't know it. Or these teams are involved. It could affect the value of the player and affect how much a program has to pay. Do you understand where I'm saying?
I do. And this is why I still, and Bill has said this before regarding football in general about the sport, is that for various reasons, for monetary reasons and for, I guess, drive reasons, I would like almost all my players coming up from either non-Power 5 or smaller.
Yeah, I got it.
So it's not charging you $2 million because Owen Freeman's from Iowa. That's Power 5. It's Big Ten. Yeah, it's going to cost you a lot of money. $1 million plus, absolutely. But if you're getting somebody from Loyola Marymount, something like that, it shouldn't cost you that much. It's going to cost you a lot, but
it depends. It depends. Depends what other people are paying. The market gets set. And then the other part of the conversation I want to make clear to people. Remember, I think Bryce Williams was. Well, I don't want to say anybody in particular. A lot of the players will commit in mid-April. We're a little ways away. We could be a little ways away from even knowing who Nebraska gets.
Well, I'll tell you,
not happening.
The portal. I looked this. I confirmed. Yes, the portal window opened up, of course, Monday, goes through April 22nd. Is the basketball portal?
Yeah, you
got some time.
Yeah, this is not going to all happen in the next few days for Nebraska. This could go over a period of weeks.
They do play basketball next week, so they're gonna be distracted with that.
Yeah,
in Vegas.
Yeah, we are one day closer to the college basketball crown. One day closer.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Who wants to sponsor us? We're going to Vegas. Let's go. 464-5685. I'll chat it. I'll make it happen. Make it work.
The MGM Grand Garden Arena and T-Mobile Center.
Yes. Last thing before we move on. This is basketball related. Congrats to a former Nebraska basketball assistant coach, Ali Farokhmanesh, known, of course, more for his iconic shot against Iowa against Kansas, with Northern Iowa to beat them in the round of the 32 back in 2008. I want to say
ways
09,
ways back.
I think it was 09 actually. To move on to that, so he is now the new head coach at Colorado State per last night.
Okay,
so congrats to him. And
is there any other basketball news?
No.
One thing. Would you be interested in? Here's one. Hold on. This is not even idle chit chat. Would you be interested in Lathan Somerville? He was the big man for Rutgers.
No.
Do you remember him? 6'10"?
Not really.
Big dude. Just a
Here's what I remember from Rutgers was Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper and Steve Peichel. That's it.
This Lathan Somerville averaged 8.2 points and 4.2 rebounds. He would be like this. He would be the guy that would replace Mia.
Well, that won't be hard to do. I said it. I said it. What did Braxton Mia? Was he worth anything to this team this year?
Yes, he was at times. Come on now, seriously, Jake. At times,
Braxton Mia again. The back spasms. I'm not laughing at that. That's unfortunate. That sucks. Anybody with back spasms, that's a terrible thing to have.
Some moments,
but Mia had some moments. Yeah, we gave him the Bronx cheer when he made free throws at PBA. A Bronx cheer happened at PBA.
Somerville would be like a replacement. I know who Somerville is. I watched him. He is what he is. He's like a.
Think about this. You're asking Owen Freeman at Creighton versus Lloyd. What's his name?
Somerville.
Yeah. Who would I rather have?
Well, I know. Now, hold on, though. I mean, I'm not suggesting that Somerville's going to be your bell cow. He's a role player.
I'd say if I were Nebraska, I'd try to go the same route as Andrew Morgan. Find somebody from the Summit League or a smaller one that was a good player as a post player that proved he could play in the Big Ten. I'm going that route again. I don't need a Rutgers guy. I need somebody that has played to a higher level at a smaller school and can do that here at Nebraska.
We both have a mutual friend who coached in the college game for years and played at a high level. He would not want his name used, but he was pretty adamant that Nebraska could use a GM. But Fred is going to be the GM because Fred told Robin Washut in a lengthy interview that Fred said, I have been a GM. I know the agents that are involved, not all the agents. And you know what I would say to Fred? I would. Are you sure you know all the, because a lot of these agents these are lower level guys. Yeah. There's some of them are kind of like street agents. I don't even know that there's a lot of certification right in the college agent world. It's not like name.
I don't know. I think it's very sloppy. I really do.
Right.
I think that the agent's system right now is extremely sloppy.
Who's the super agent that materializes at Dolphins games?
That'd be Drew Rosenhaus.
Yeah, it's not like Rosenhaus.
He's well known and he's respected and knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the phone calls because he's good at his job.
So Fred's trying to do it all while he's coaching. He has guys on his team that he has to tend to every single day. And oh, by the way, he's working the phones. I'm not telling Fred what to do. I'm not smart enough.
Give him some advice. Yeah. Sage advice.
Well, and it's more of our friend who affected me on this conversation. He wanted to talk yesterday, and his thought was he probably needs an agent, or excuse me, a GM type, like Matt Rule hired.
Mm-hmm. I'd be fine with that, but we'll see what happens. That is Idle Chit Chat.
Is that Idle Chit Chat?
It's 6:29. We had sports in there, to be fair. It's sponsored by Newton's Lawn Care. Please call or text Andrew at 402-440-6297. New customers get 20% off a 2025 fertilizer program. Just text the ticket to 402-440-6297. Get a free quote within 24 hours from Andrew at Newton's Lawn Care. Today is a great day in this country, Sip, for two reasons. Number one, as I mentioned earlier, I'm wearing the Royals jacket for official opening day.
Juvenile swag.
Across the country, and I guess in Canada too, with Toronto opening day as well. No longer Montreal, sadly. It's been gone for years with the Expos. It also is the Sweet 16 begins tonight. 4 games in the Sweet 16 this evening at 6:09. The first game will begin.
6:09.
I want you to rank these in order of interest. We got 4 games.
I got my sheet right.
Most interested to least interested. All right.
Okay, I'll wait.
I'll give you the games. At 6:09 on CBS, you have BYU and Alabama, the 6 versus the 2 seed. All right. 6:39 on TBS, Maryland, the 4 seed against 1 seed Florida in the West region. At 8:39, 1 seed Duke against 4 seed Arizona in the East region at CBS. And 9:09 on TBS, you have 3 seed Texas Tech against 10 seed Arkansas in the West region, Sweet 16. Rank those games, please,
Here comes
in
the
order
ranking.
of interest, high to low.
Not hard to do. I'm actually gonna start low to high.
Okay, so this is 4.
And build towards the big one. 4 is Bama BYU.
No, that's my 1.
Ah,
That's my number 1. We could not be more different than that. That is my number 1 game.
I'm not uninterested in it. I'm just interested in the other ones. I mean, BYU Bama will be back and forth. It'll be it's
high scoring.
Yeah, and I'm not as enamored with that sort of game as you are. I kind of like the gritty defensive type game. So, anywho, I'm not uninterested in that game. I will probably watch that.
The over-under for the game is expecting a high 80s game, like an 88 to 86 type of game.
Yeah. As far as a prediction goes, I'd taken BYU.
I think that's a fine pick.
I like BYU in that game. I've watched BYU now twice in the tournament and can't believe they only got a 6 seed. I mean, they probably are a 6 seed, but I thought they look better than a 6 seed is what I'm trying to say. 3 on that list, Duke, Arizona. Seems predictable.
I would agree with that. 3 is fine for that game. Sure.
Thanks, Jake.
No, actually, you know what? I'm going to go 4 for that one. That's my 4.
Okay.
Least interested game.
Duke, Arizona.
Yep.
I'm not uninterested. It's always you want to see Cooper Flag. You want to watch that. And we all agree on the stool. I think we can speak for Bill here. And most people, I think, feel that Duke is now the team to beat in the tournament, right?
Yes, although Bill is just sticking with his Florida pick, which is fine. They're in 1 seed in the Sweet 16.
2 tonight is Calipari, Calipari versus Texas Tech. I'm very, very, very interested in that Arkansas storyline, and I want to see what Texas Tech looks like. I always like to see what Texas Tech looks like. Why? Because I think of Nebraska, and I think of Lincoln and Lubbock as the same, and I think, why can't Nebraska look like Texas Tech in basketball? Why?
There's no reason why.
Have you ever been to Lubbock?
No, I haven't, but you've told me stories of Lubbock.
Pretty similar to Lincoln. In a sense, it is. It's roughly the same size. It's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's fascinating when you're there because you can see for miles and miles, Jake. It's
Outpost town.
It's flat. Okay.
So number 1 is in Maryland, Florida for you.
Yeah, I'm very because of our discussions all year about Maryland and the thought that they can go deep. I love watching Derek Queen play. He's a very, I'd say, I overuse the word interesting. He's a unique player. I think he's uniquely talented. He's not a high flyer. He's not a high flyer, but he's very skilled around the rim. He's skilled. Hell, he's skilled out on the floor. You saw the shot to the buzzer beater. He's a unique,
great shot. Good defense too, by the way.
Yeah, he's a unique talent. Kind of reminds you of Durant a little bit, right? A little bit.
No. No,
Okay.
I'm not giving you that one. Kevin Durant was a 3-point weapon. Derek Queen is not.
No, he doesn't. He'll go out and shoot a little bit.
Yeah, not often.
No.
Kevin Durant still thrives in 3-point ball.
Yeah, it was probably a suspect comp.
Well, I had to push back, and I couldn't just give you that.
No, you probably.
Maybe I think about who I think of Derek Queen.
You don't have to. Doesn't always have to be a comp. Anyway,
he's 1 of 1.
Yeah, like Nebraska basketball is 1 of 1.
We're not proud of that, by the way. My order of interest is number 1, BYU, Alabama, by far number 1.
You're starting with number 1.
Yeah, because look, I know you said it doesn't matter for you the type of game. To me, it does.
No, it does matter.
That Wisconsin BYU game was fun to watch. It was 91 to 89. That was fun. Back and forth, just high score. Tanji was great.
Yep.
And BYU made a bunch of guys making shots. That was fun.
Yeah.
So that to me is my clear number 1 tonight. Favorite.
Okay.
Number 2.
Clareton Clear.
Yeah, which I'm not right now. I
Clareton
wish I was. I'll go to Maryland, Florida. I think Florida wins that game, not with relative ease, but I think they will win by 8+. They're 6.5 point favorites, so I think they cover that spread.
Part of the appeal for me on that game is to see if Maryland, how close they can keep it.
Number 3, to me, Arkansas, Texas Tech, Calipari versus Grant McCasland, who no one even knows the name. That's the head coach of Texas, is Grant McCasland. That's his name.
You wouldn't know McCasland if you walked in the mill right now.
I'd say, what's your name, sir? Yeah. My name's Grant. Grant what? McCasland. What do you do? I'm the head coach of Texas Tech.
You'd be like, oh, yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah. And
I'm the president of the country.
And I'm Red Auerbach.
And to me, a distant 4, yeah, Arizona Duke. I think Duke will beat them with relative ease. Duke is a 9.5 point favorite. They could cover that. Duke made Baylor look like they were a high school team in that court. It was an impressive showing. So that's tonight. That's your Sweet 16.
And then the Guardians and Royals at 3:10.
There we go.
Yes.
And by the way, if you want to join, we have a remote broadcast today to celebrate opening day and the tournament. Stop by Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane. We're watching baseball all day. We're there from 3 to 6. We will lead you up to the basketball games starting at 6:09, but we will have baseball on every TV, plus some golf as well.
What a day.
Join us for great food, the best beer selection in town, whiskey, wines, cocktails. 2755 Jamie Lane. I'll be there the whole time.
Good job. What a day in sports. It's opening day, and it is the Sweet 16 tonight, and Nebraska football has an open practice for the media.
And you'll be there. I will not be there, but you will be there.
Yeah, I will have to leave the show at 8:30 as the doors open at 9 over there.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. I can live with that.
Dana Holgerson will be available.
He's speaking?
Yes.
We'll have audio tomorrow. It's a tease. Well, Dana Holgerson audio
Dana,
tomorrow.
yeah. Please have sound of Dana. I think maybe QB1 as also a couple players.
When we come back, a week removed from playing in March Madness, a program is dropping down not from Division 1, but to Division 3. We'll tell you who and why next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an advocate you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you need. Advocates you deserve. That's 877-42-LIBERTY or libertylawnebraska.com.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Boeck farmoutfitters.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers and storms early this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny and warm with the high near 82. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy, a low near 60. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and warm with the high near 83. And meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Just about everyone from every part of the state wants to win one of the 8 gray 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game. But remember, since Nebraskans of all ages and locations around the state just love this game, tickets will sell fast. So play today and experience the power of gray. Trucks and Bucks top prize odds are 1 in 336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
Do you need a urologist? At Urology Partners of Nebraska, we understand the urgency of your health. That's why we offer appointments within 48 hours. Although we're new to the community, our team brings years of experience and expertise to provide you with the best care possible. From vasectomies to kidney stones, we've got you covered for all your urology health concerns. Call 402-413-2800 today and experience the difference at Urology Partners of Nebraska. Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through April 1st is $1 off all pasta, $2 off spaghetti sauce, and special discounts on hamburgers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or also at 168th and Maple Streets in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
This,
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2 is sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Farmers may know that volume discounts are a major factor in ordering seed, and oftentimes discounts are lost buying multiple brands, but Beck's has the most diverse lineup in the marketplace. Go to beckshybrids.com for a full farm quote, and always remember the 3 F's: faith, family, and farming at Beck's Hybrids. Today, we will highlight let's go with Cortland Pieper at Shell Creek Ag in your hometown of Columbus, Nebraska.
No way.
402-910-7674, a part of the Beck's Hybrids team at Shell Creek Ag in Columbus. Cortland Pieper.
Shell Creek. I can't tell you that I know where Shell Creek is.
Okay.
I'm assuming
just know it's in Columbus.
I'm assuming there is a Shell Creek. I went to Lost Creek School.
Okay.
For grade school, Jake. 1 through 6. I didn't go 1 through 6. You don't care about any of this, but I'm giving you a chance.
I appreciate this.
I'm giving you a chance to look up this story. I went to Lost Creek. I think I started at Lost Creek after attending North Park, the Schaefer School, grades 1 through 3. I think I transferred over. I think we transferred over to Lost Creek at 4th grade. Anyway. Okay. This is an interesting story.
Interesting story in the world of sports. We talk sports in the show.
Sports.
So if you recall, go back to Selection Sunday, go back to Tuesday of last week, and St. Francis University who made the NCAA tournament this year after they won the Northeast Conference. And by the way, lost an incredible game to Alabama State.
Remember Amar Knox, the game winner?
Yes, it was
Amar Knox.
Yes, it was a great game to start off the tournament, and they lost on a heartbreaker, St. Francis. So they avoided playing Auburn in round 1, or I guess round 2, if you want to count that. Anyways, they make the dance, they lose, and they say, "Yep, we're moving on to Division 3. Thanks for making the dance, but we're moving down to Division 3." And you say, "Why?" Well, here's what the chairman and Reverend Joseph Lehman said in a statement. Said this was not an easy nor a quick decision for the board of trustees. The governance associated with intercollegiate athletics has always been complicated and is only growing in complexity based on realities like the transfer portal, pay for play, and other shifts that have moved athletics away from the love of the game. For that reason, as a board, we aim to best provide resources and support to our student athletes in this changing environment that aligns with our mission, Catholic institution, and our community's expectations. They're moving from Division 1 SIP to Division 3.
Yeah, they won't be the last to do this, and they aren't the first.
Hampton.
Hartford.
Oh, yeah. Hartford. My bad. Hartford. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wrote down Hampton.
Hartford reached the NCAA tournament in 2021, then later announced it would reclassify to Division 3. The Reverend, I appreciate the Reverend for just not mincing words, including saying pay for play, not NIL. It's pay for play, okay? I think there is NIL. There is. I mean, college, or let's say pro athletes, they have to do things for NIL, but there's also straight pay for play, obviously. I mean, Owen Freeman's going to make, Jake, it's a minimum of $1.5 million at Creighton. He can't possibly do enough things in the Omaha community probably to make $1.5 million justifiable, right?
Probably not.
Right. So it's just pay for play. So anyway, they don't want to be involved in that. They don't, and they probably can't be involved in it. You know, they just can't. It's not feasible for them to be involved in it at a high level.
Think about how tough it is, though. I mean, you made the dance for the first time since 1991, I believe it said in the article. Is that long?
Mm-hmm.
And they were a second away from winning the game.
Uh-huh.
They almost won a game in the first 4 to advance to play in the round of 64. And a week later, they said, "Well, we're good. We got to move down to Division 3 because we can't keep up with the way things are going. We don't want to keep up with the way things are going."
I think it's more of that.
How do you tell somebody that this year played in the NCAA tournament that can never happen again? Hey,
Well, I think that
hope you enjoyed it. Never going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you tell them beforehand. Maybe you did. Maybe the players knew it was in the works. I don't think they decided on Wednesday after the game, we're going to Division 3. This has been in the works. The extent to which the players knew, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how a player would react. I hesitate to throw a blanket over conversations like that because sometimes people don't react the same. They react differently. So I don't know, but I get it. I get why they just say, we're not going to play this game where like if I'm the Reverend, where my head coach recruits 2 really good freshmen, they have good years. And then, here comes Villanova with money, a lot of it, or Xavier, or whoever, UNLV, doesn't matter who it is. Someone's coming to get them, right?
Yes.
It's just it becomes like a glorified JUCO.
Right. Kind of so.
Yeah. Why would they want to participate in that, especially when they're reputable? I mean, it's a reputable school. No, just don't. Now,
because the end goal could still be, hey, this sucks. It's unfortunate, but we still have a chance to play in the tournament, and that is now not going to happen.
But that can't be the spirit of.
It is. I'm not saying it's the spirit, but it's reality. When you're at a small school, like if you're in the Northeast Conference, small school like St. Francis, what is your goal? What's your goal? Your goal is to, number one, either win the conference or win the tournament and make the Big Ten, make the NCAA.
Or is it education?
I suppose it's that. But if you're an athlete,
or is it the college experience? I mean, this is why they're doing it, because that's not the only thing. That at a place like St. Francis, they don't look at it like Duke does, Jake, and they never will. That's why they're out. It makes sense.
Is it easier?
You can still play. There's a Division III tournament to play in.
Do you think part of the administration is happy they lost that game to Alabama State?
Why?
To say, okay, well,
no,
it'd be foolish if we say we're moving down after we actually won a game in the dance.
Yeah,
hey, we're not good enough. Yeah, we are. We just won a game in the dance.
I see what you're saying. The fan base might be like, wait a second, why are we doing this? You sure you want to do this now? Yeah. I don't know about happy, but it's more convenient.
So we'll see if people believe that more will follow. This will be, I'm not saying common, but how many schools will follow this philosophy and move down to Division III?
How will fans react to schools like this making this move?
If you're a St. Francis fan, I just watched my team in March Madness. That'll never happen again.
But what about globally, in a more macro sense? Like, does this affect the way you look at the college game if teams keep doing this?
Probably so, a little bit.
Is it a turnoff?
If it's to a larger extent, and this happens a lot more, then yes, it's a turnoff to me. Because that means you're just continually killing Cinderella, which St. Francis, again, was not going to win a game in 16th seed, but
Cinderella.
How far could this go? How high up in the conference could this go?
The Cinderella conversation in college basketball is not over, but it's diminished greatly.
It is. When we come back, Rick Heyman's Song of the Day is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Just about everyone from every part of the state wants to win one of the 8 gray 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game. But remember, since Nebraskans of all ages and locations around the state just love this game, tickets will sell fast. So play today and experience the power of gray. Trucks and Bucks top prize odds are 1 in 336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an advocate you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you need, advocates you deserve. That's 877-42-LIBERTY or libertylawnebraska.com.
Join Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin Norman this Thursday, March 27th at the brand new Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane as we celebrate MLB opening day and the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. That's Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in March. Try a double chocolate muffin with a leprechaun latte made with dark chocolate, peppermint, and Irish cream. For lunch, try the salmon panini with provolone, sesame oil, and tomatoes on a ciabatta roll with bagel chips. Perfect for Lent. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through April 1st is $1 off all pasta, $2 off spaghetti sauce, and special discounts on hamburgers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or also at 168th and Maple Streets in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Move over, Jake.
I'm moving. Jeez.
Thursdays are reserved for a man with a wider range of music knowledge than Jake could ever dream of.
This is the golden era. You would hear this on any radio station. You know, it wasn't like it is now. You know, you got country, you got R&B, you got pop, you got rap, you got rock. They didn't have that then. You heard everything.
A man who knows a good song when he hears it, just as much as a good diamond when he sees it.
You get a diamond!
Yes, I do get a diamond. I get a diamond, and that makes me happy.
It's time for Rick Heyman's Song of the Day, sponsored by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket.
Once again, your song of the day from 1969, Born on the Bayou by Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. 464-568-51 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter-Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
Well, Rick predicted that we would like this. And,
He did.
And I'm always very skeptical when you do that or Rick does that. I always kind of brace for
disappointment.
Brace for disappointment. Thank you. That delivered. Come on. It's just one of those. CCR had some songs where you're just like, how does that even happen? How does that sort of talent, like the talent is so ungodly. Like this is just ungodly that you can produce something like that. There's writers like that. We're just like, how do you do that? There's comedians like that. I mean, there's people just like that in this world where you're like, how can you be that talented? Jimi Hendrix was that way. Mick Jagger is that way. The Rolling Stones.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know Mick Jagger.
Oh, that's like a 9. It's close to a 10, like a really close. It just touches a 10. So 9.997. You're right, Jake.
I said, yeah, it was a good song. Rick teased. I said, you guys will like the song. I like the song.
Dip thinks I went too high.
You went 9 what? 9.9?
My third cousin, yeah.
But you went 9.9.
Yeah, I touched 10.
It's very high.
Just about touched 10.
I'm going to go.
Dip.
I'm going with an 8.7, which is still really high. I'm not going the 9s. I do love the song.
You didn't make it to the
8.7 is a really good score. It's a really good score.
We got Ellie and Dip.
Yes.
Dip's got to do a score.
Yeah. Ellie is going to be 5.6.
Okay.
Derek, if he chimed in, will be a 7.9.
And you know that Dip didn't give it a real high score.
You know, like a 5.2.
What would you give it, Dip? Hands. Okay.
He wrote.
All right, here we go.
Dip will 7. I think I nailed Ellie. I think 5.3 is about what I said for her. And then Derek, 8.
Yeah,
I said 7.9 for Derek. I was about right in that.
Thank you, guys.
So there's your
Thank you,
scores.
Dick.
Pretty solid scores. We're now joined by Rick Heyman, Sauter-Heyman Jewelers. Rick, good morning. Pretty solid scores today. A 9.9 from SIP, 8.7 from me. You should be happy with that today, I would think.
I'm thrilled. Look at the scores on my YouTube breaker buddies.
I'm seeing Bolt 9.3, Albert a 10, Blitzkrieg a 10, Robert 9.2, Chris P 7.6, BWD a 10, Troy 7.5, Genghis a 10. High scores on YouTube for you, Rick.
It's a lot of 10s. It's a lot of. You're like Nadia Comaneci this morning. must start calling you Nadia. Are you from Romania by any chance? Is that where she's from?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, that's where she's from.
Okay. I'm sorry to do this to everybody, but that song is going to be stuck in your head all day.
There's worse songs than that to have stuck in your head.
I've listened to this song maybe 3 times in the last 2 weeks just because. And it's the biggest earworm in history. That's all I'm going to say. And it's the greatest one chord song in the world. During the break there, they do 2 other chords, but basically the entire song is 1 chord. And, you know, it's him talking about the hoodoo there and the bayou and all that. And this was at Woodstock. Okay, we're at Woodstock.
Okay.
We're still in Woodstock.
Okay.
They were the very first band signed to play at Woodstock. Crazy history about these guys. And I got some good stump sippers here in a minute, but let's just go straight into it. By the way, guys, it's Chile, not Chile, the country. Not runs of
go
Chile.
Chilean CPAS, not Chilean CPAS.
Chilean.
The cleanup continues. The cleanup continues.
All right. Well,
Chile.
And I'm so bummed that Coach wasn't here because I knew he would have. That's a walk-up song, according to him. All right. It's hypnotic. This is so indicative of the music of the Woodstock era. You know, it was drugs. It was anti-Vietnam. It was anti-draft, anti-war. And everybody, these songs went on for hours, you know, and it was just, you just got in your groove and, you know, they probably played this, and I don't remember, but they probably played this song for 15 minutes, because it could just go on forever.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really matter what they're saying. Okay, so Creedence Clearwater Revival. Between 1969, just listen to this. Between 1969 and 1971, they produced 14 consecutive top 10 singles, many of which were double A sides. So I'm so old, I had a 45 player. Did you have one, Sip?
Yes, I did. We did.
Okay.
A little 45 player. It was white and orange.
Yeah, so they would put one song on the A side, and speaking of allergies, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then they would put another song on the B side. Well, the radio stations would get these, and sometimes they played the B side instead of the A side. The A side was supposed to be the hit. The B side was kind of the throwaway song. But both sides were hits with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They also produced 5. Now, this is a period of 1967 to 71. They also produced 5 consecutive top 10 albums, 2 of which, Green River and Cosmos Factory, went to number 1. They performed in the 1969 Woodstock Festival in upstate New York, first major act signed. CCR broke up in 1972 after 4 years of chart-topping success. Tom was John Fogerty's brother. He quit the band the previous year. They got in big fights over artistic control. They all wanted to be songwriters, okay?
Yeah.
And they tried that. Mm-hmm. They did one album that way, and it was a complete bomb. The whole thing blew up, and that was the end of that.
Wow. Wow.
Now, Woodstock. This is fantastic. Okay. And I'm going to complete all this next week, but give me a second here.
Okay.
Day 1, Woodstock, Friday, August 15th, 1969. Started at 5 p.m. Here's the listing of who played. Richie Havens was the first player. You probably don't remember him. Then Swami Satyanadahada came out and gave a holy man, whatever they call it, address. Then a band called Sweetwater. Then a band called the Brett Summer at 7:15. Tim Harden at 9. Ravi Shankar at 10, the sitar player. Melanie at 11. Arlo Guthrie at midnight. Joan Baez at 1 a.m. Day 2, 12:15 p.m. It started again at noon. Quill. Country Joe McDonald. Santana at 2 o'clock.
Hello.
John Sebastian at 3:30. Keith Hartley, you've never heard of them probably, 4:45. The Incredible String Band at 6. Canned Heat at 7:30. Mountain, who we played, 9 p.m. Grateful Dead at 10:30. Creedence Clearwater Revival went on at 12:30 a.m. Janis Joplin at 2 a.m. Sly at 3:30 a.m. and The Who at 5 a.m. And then the Jefferson Airplane at 8 a.m.
That's wild.
Nonstop.
And there's more. It went on and on and on, and it didn't end until noon on Monday. And Jimi Hendrix was the final act at noon on Monday. In the rain, 3 straight days.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
So, Woodstock. Who would have known? Okay. With that in mind, stuffed zippers and no coach, I guess Jake.
Okay. I'll fill in.
In 1969, the price to go for all 3 days at Woodstock was $49, $79, or $18.
$18. $18.
$18, you get a diamond. Brilliant.
Thank you.
$6 a day.
Thank you, jeweler Rick.
Was Creedence Clearwater Revival from Oxford, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or San Francisco, California?
Let's go Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Rick.
CZ, San Francisco. They had nothing to do with the Bayou.
That's embarrassing.
Actually, it was El Cerrito, California, which is a Contra Costa County, Oakland area.
Contra
Had nothing to, who would have known? I thought these guys were swamp dudes.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
Didn't you?
Imposters.
Yes, I did. They look like swamp dudes.
They do. And obviously, the final question there in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, did they go in 1987, 1993, or after 1993?
1987.
CZ, 1993.
Okay.
Well, we went 1 for 2 today, but you got the first one right, so good job.
Thank you, Jake.
I hope the coach is feeling better. Maybe he'll text his score in later to our group chat. By the way, Jake, how long have I been doing this? How long have you been on?
We've been on, me and Sip, since 2016. I think you probably joined in the year or two after. It's probably since 7 to 8 years, Rick.
Can you believe that? That's like 400 songs.
Think about me. I've been doing a lot
I don't know. How do you do this?
Yeah,
I don't know how you do this, Jake. You're young.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're young at heart, Rick. You're young at heart, obviously.
I try to be. Both you guys are the greatest. And hello to Dave, your cousin.
My cousin.
Dave Dipple.
The railroad man.
Good man.
Yeah, railroad
going
man.
home to sleep now after a long day.
Love Dipple's stories about Aunt Marie or whatever her name was.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he used to call in? Remember
Yes.
all these guys that used to call in all the time?
Yes.
They can still call in. Call back in 402-464-5685. Rick, what's happening right now at Sauter Heyman Jewelers?
Vince from Napa. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
April 4th through 6th. You just heard the ad. That's next weekend, the I Do Bridal event. It's a trunk show. You're going to get 20% off.
Mm-hmm.
It's engagement and wedding event. It's 3 days. It's only at South Point. Now, here's the deal. You get a free glass of bubbly, maybe more than one, depending on what you purchase. If you register early, and get an appointment, you're going to get a free swag bag. So go to our website. All of it's on there, SauterHeyman.com. You can also enter to win when you're there your free wedding band. So you got to get a wedding band along with an engagement ring. A lot of people don't realize that. It's a two for deal. So you're going to get her wedding band, your wedding band, as you enter to win. So book it in advance, get a free swag bag. Go to our website, SauterHeyman.com. It's next weekend, 4 through the 6th. Check us out at SauterHeyman.com. It's all over our socials, and I'll post more interesting, amazing things about the incredible Creedence Clearwater Revival, who were from El Cerrito, California. We're not swampers. On my personal Facebook, at Rick Heyman.
Rick, always good stuff. Thanks for the time. We'll chat with you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Rick Heyman's Song of the Day, again, Born on the Bayou by CCR from 1969. High scores today. When we come back, Mike Schaefer in studio for the hour. Next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Join Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin Norman this Thursday, March 27th at the brand new Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane as we celebrate MLB opening day and the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. That's Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through April 1st is $1 off all pasta, $2 off spaghetti sauce, and special discounts on hamburgers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or also at 168th and Maple Streets in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utilities direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen with you. Bill Busch out today with sickness. He'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Hour 2 sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC, location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane, also at 70th and Pioneers. And Shindani is off today, but back tomorrow. But guess who is not off today, Sip, who's with us in studio?
Can't be off.
That's our good friend, Mike Schaefer from 24/7 Sports. His hour is sponsored by Ben Spurk at Farm Bureau. Please call or text Ben at 402-217-9945 for any insurance questions or needs. Schaefer, welcome. I told you before this show that we are enemies for 3 hours today. Because of why? Why is that, Schaefer?
It is MLB opening day for everyone that is not the Cubs or Dodgers, which played over in Tokyo.
Yes.
People have probably already forgot those games happened, but they do count in the Major League Baseball standings.
Did the Dodgers win 2 over there?
They won both games, yes. So
that was like March 18th or March 17th.
It was very strange.
It was before the NCAA tournament had even started.
It's odd. Way too early for that. It's still spring training for people at that point.
Yeah, I don't know why they feel compelled. They did this a few years ago in Australia. I don't know. There's growing the game, and then there's just randomly having games that count 3 weeks before everyone else. So it's Rob Manfred. What are you going to do? Sipple loves him.
He does. Well, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here, Shafe. Appreciate
I'm
that.
preoccupied because my computer's acting up, but thank you for coming in, Shafe. We have a lot to talk about.
I believe Sip had a tease for me during the
Shafe would be interested in this.
was it a pro day thing you wanted to address here, Sip? Please, I'll let you. I don't know how you want to tease this, but you mentioned a pro day question or a topic.
Yeah, here's the deal. This is gonna fall flat because I'm having trouble
because your computer's going bad.
I'll get it. No, I think I'm close. Okay, so pro day, Schaefer, as you know, was on Tuesday, right?
It was.
It was hard to report on because of the positioning of the media where it was. And Jake, there was a time when you covered pro day when they would call out, for instance, the numbers of what each guys were doing. Maybe they were doing that, but you couldn't hear them because you're at a distance. So you didn't really. So what I'm suggesting, Schaefer, I think you'd agree with me that information was scarce.
Yeah, Brunts was the one in the room for us for much of pro day because obviously they had the press conference going on at the same time. So
that was the other thing. Right?
It was just sort of a hectic day anyways. And then he was lamenting that you used to get players would sort of say, yeah, I heard that I ran this or I did this. So he said information was hard to come by as well relative to previous years where you might have a better feel for how a Ramir Johnson ran the 40 or things of that nature.
What I was building up to was Sportskeeda. Something called Sportskeeda had a very good report. They did the Louisville Pro Day and the Nebraska Pro Day, and they had good numbers. And the guy that jumped out at me in their report was Isaac Gifford.
Yeah,
we didn't hear much about Isaac Gifford, but indulge me for a second if you don't mind. Isaac Gifford, the Lincoln Southeast graduate, didn't have a great senior year, right?
No,
not great. Jake, here's what he tested.
Okay, I'm listening.
This is Isaac Gifford. What are you doing over there?
I'm doing social media stuff.
Post.
Yeah,
doing social?
Yeah, I'm listening though. Go ahead.
Isaac Gifford. What if I told you he ran a 4.45 40?
Believe it.
4.45.
You know who thinks Isaac Gifford is a better athlete than him? Luke Gifford. You know who's in the NFL? Luke Gifford.
On a new contract with the Niners, by the way.
Isaac Gifford runs a 4.45. He goes 36 in the vertical.
Yeah.
Those are real good numbers.
He is a very good athlete who had a bad senior year. I mean, but you have to also, not you, but people have to remember he had a very good junior year. The expectation, the reason that it wasn't as people weren't as excited about it as a senior is that he had raised the bar so high for himself that repeating that was going to be a challenge, and then coming under it the way that he did and some of the things that happened, it made people downplay, but he's always been a great athlete. I mean, his athleticism earned him at the one time the blue shirt or what you will from the previous staff.
Mm-hmm.
And his athleticism earned him the playing opportunities that he got as a junior. And so I'm not surprised by that. at all. He has always struck me as someone who's going to test really well.
He is,
and then I think he's cut weight. Like he's
203. Measured two. They said 203.
Yeah, so I think he was up 215.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think he was a little higher.
So
yeah,
he's probably trying to find a home as a defensive back, and more realistically as a specialist. On kickoff coverage, punt coverage, that kind of thing. But he's a good enough athlete, and his brother's been in the league long enough that someone's going to be happily calling him as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
At the end there, here in a few weeks when the draft concludes on Saturday, 26th, same day that we have the spring game.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, the Husker games.
Husker games, Schaefer. Yeah, Husker games.
He not quite done here. Yeah, he measured 6 foot 203. 10-6 in the broad jump is good. 16 reps on the bench is good. He met with the Arizona Cardinals on pro day. The other guy they rave about in Sportskeeda, the reports of, again, very good report, was Hutmacher, Nash. They said he'll come off the board on day 3.
Interesting.
Yeah. They say it. They say it very confidently. So yeah, we reported yesterday. We talked about it, 29.5 inches in the vertical at 312 pounds is astounding, Schaefer. 26 reps is good on the bench. All the Sportskeeda, whatever it is, writes it. All those marks exceeded expectations. He projects as a 0 technique / nose tackle, and he'll come off the board on day 3, is what they write.
Yeah, I mean, that was a guy that was a little bit of a surprise. He didn't get an invite to the combine. He had he played in the East-West game. He had a good Senior Bowl game in that regard. Another player that his junior year far exceeded what his senior year was. I think the story with him last year, he was a little banged up throughout the season, probably wasn't the healthiest, and still he played through it. Like he just grinded out the year was probably a bum knee of sorts. So I'm fascinated. I'm not as confident as they are that he's going to get drafted, because I think he's so specific to a position.
Yeah.
Whereas, and he talked about it in his interview the other day, he's trying to position himself as someone who can play multiple spots along the defensive line.
He tried to, they did that with him last year, Nebraska. They moved him around a little bit more. They talked about it at least. The other thing that would be interested, Jay, can I keep going with Shafe?
Go ahead.
The other thing Shafe would be interested in, I think, is Thomas Fedoni had an extensive interview with the Vikings.
Oh.
Met
Skull.
They don't have many picks, so
Sportskeeda writes of Thomas Fedoni, the tight end. Fedoni is a sleeper in what is turning out to be a solid tight end class. He looked good catching the ball in drills Tuesday after combine testing numbers that would be characterized anywhere from good to outstanding. Fedoni met with the Falcons on Monday evening and met extensively with the Vikings, as well as Rams senior personnel executive Marty Barrett. I don't know how Sportskeeda did this report, but it's a really good report. Thank you to Sportskeeda.
I'd be curious. So we mentioned Nash Hutmacher there. Again, it could be a day 3 guy. And Matt Rule seemed pretty optimistic when he spoke at media on Tuesday about the defensive line. I mean, we have our own doubts without Ty Robinson going to the NFL, with Hutmacher, with other guys transferring out. Schaefer,
Jamari Butler.
And Prince Will is also gone for Nebraska. There's several other guys. I'm curious, do you share the same positivity about the line that Matt Rule does as we enter the spring and into the fall?
I don't know that I have the same level of positivity about it that Matt Rule does, but I'm not in a similar vein to where I was kind of high on the defensive line in 2023 before some of these guys really took that next step, because I liked what I was hearing in the spring and all of that thing. I don't know that I'm sounding an alarm or that I'm overly concerned about the defensive line, but guys have to step up. I mean, I like Riley Van Poppel a lot. He was the number 1 guy for me in the Super 6 the year that he was a signee with Nebraska. I think he has shown his value in short yardage situations when they brought him onto the field countless times in the last 2 seasons. I think I assume you guys have seen the picture of him after Tyson Terry had a wrestling match. It's Riley Van Poppel, Caleb Benning, Tyson Terry, and one other player who I can't remember at this junction. Riley Van Poppel looks enormous. Like he physically, yes. I got to find this photo if you haven't seen it. I mean,
do.
it is.
I have not seen it.
It is fantastic. Just the size that he is now. And so I have a lot of enthusiasm for what he can be. And like I said, Keona Davis is a player that intrigues me. Obviously, we're going to get our eyes for the first time today, Steve and I, on Williams Winery, the defensive lineman. I think he's going to be the talk of the day, probably just because it's the first chance that people have to put eyes on him. He's a big guy. I mean, so they've got a lot of interesting defensive linemen. I think part of where we talk a lot about, they're going to miss Ty Robinson and then Butler, but it's also guys like MJ Sherman who was working out for pro day. I mean, he was a valuable player for Nebraska last year, whether it was production or just being on the field and doing the right thing, being a veteran. I mean, he's a tremendous character guy. I mean, there's parts of this that they have to replace, but I thought Rule said it well when answering the defensive line and another question. There's guys I think they like on this team that just haven't had the opportunity to play yet. And I think that's where they are with the defensive line.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because we do talk a lot about the Riley Van Poppels and the Cam Linharts and the Keona Davises, the Elijah Judys, because those are clearly the frontline guys. It's the question I have, guys, is who are the guys that came in, will come in, like Keona Davis came in last year and played 8 to 10 snaps. Who are those guys? Is that Mason Goldman? Is that I'll tell you one guy to watch close is Jordan Ochoa.
Yeah, Jordan Ochoa had a great bowl game. Yeah. He's a guy that they went and they took on a NIL scholarship, if you will, out of Colorado. He worked out at 6-0 Academy, I think is the name of it, where they have relationships with the trainers of the people over there. And a lot of the guys they recruit out of Colorado train there. And Jordan Ochoa was someone that they just kept hearing about. So they brought him aboard, and then he had a really nice freshman year under the radar, and
in December kind of blew up.
It popped in the bowl game, in the bowl preparation. So absolutely, that's a name. If someone like Keona Davis, and this is he's got to get here first. He's got to do better academically, probably here in college than where he was at in high school. But huge upside is Malcolm Simpson, the defensive lineman from Texas. If that's a guy that can help them in year one, we'll see.
He's not here is the thing.
No, he's not here. And so that's a difficult thing, but neither was Keona Davis. I'm pretty sure Keona Davis didn't arrive until the summer.
Oh, no, it doesn't preclude him from playing.
Right. I'm just trying to, he's probably the only of the, I don't know that Cade Peterzak or Tyson Terry are going to
they're
show
not
up
here
much. Either. Yeah. I mean, I don't think any of their defensive linemen.
They're not here. Jake, they're not here.
I don't know that any of those guys are going to have a Keona Davis-esque year. If one of them did, it'd be Malcolm.
The other guys, you wonder about Ashton Murphy, David Huffkin.
German.
Your guy.
Huffkin now is 300. Now, he's 24, 25 years old. This is not a typical redshirt freshman.
Right, yeah.
Because he's an older guy.
He's a man.
Yeah, he is a brute. Williams Nueri, you said, is a big man. He is a big man. He's 6'6", 270 big.
A lot of discussion coming today on Williams Winery.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and file that one in the prediction.
There is, but there'll also be a lot of discussion on what the offensive coordinator, Dana Holgorsen, says, too. He'll probably be the star of the show, I imagine. I think now, I don't know if you'll get Dylan Raiola. I hope so. I hope Dylan's among the guys. I only think there'll be 2 or 3. But Holgorsen is always sort of must-see TV, right? Because you
don't know what he's going to say.
No.
And he doesn't know what he's going to say. He just says it.
And he says what's on his mind.
No filter. Right. No filter.
I think he has a little filter.
A little filter?
Yeah, I do. I think he's a veteran guy. I think he says that there are things that he says that are intended, and he's very blunt.
So for those who are not going to practice, aka me, tell the listeners again the setup today. We have open practice at 9:00.
Yeah, I think Schaefer.
The half-hour viewing, or how long is the viewing?
What we'll do is head over to Hawks Championship Center, right?
Yep. And then open portion of practice. Usually it's about anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. That we're
position yourself far away from Keith Mann. Just steal extra 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, make them walk to you, and then this is where my hearing loss really comes in, and you can't hear.
Yeah,
so they have to
act surprised too when they say it's time. What? Oh, okay, my bad. Act surprised. Play the babe in the woods game a little bit.
Usually there's positional drills going on. Sometimes you're in there and it's just stretching lines, so there's a little less that you're getting out of that aspect of it. Sometimes we're there and it's special teams.
I don't care what it is. It's vastly important. It's immensely important, right?
I'm always happy when the doors are open for us to go.
Oh yeah, because you want to see these guys. You want to see Jamarian Parker.
Sure.
What that looks like, don't you?
Well, I'll put it this way: the press conference earlier in the month, like that was the first time in person I had seen Rocco Spindler and Dane Key and Deshaun McCullough.
Exactly.
And I'm sitting there thinking Deshaun McCullough is one of the more interesting body types I think I've ever seen from someone.
Looks like a basketball player.
That's exactly what I texted somebody else. So yeah, I mean, he's very long and lean, and so I'm fascinated what that actually looks like in pads, and then if he's lined up on the defensive line or if he's playing off of it. And so, yeah, I mean, just being able to physically see some of these players for the first time has a ton of value to me.
There are years I've watched Nebraska basketball where I would have felt much more confident with Deshaun McCullough playing forward than some of the ones I saw out there at 6'3". McCullough's 6'5", 6'6".
So you're saying you would take Deshaun McCullough over David Rivers? Is that what I'm hearing?
I was thinking Ryan Anderson.
Flowing hair. Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, but can Deshaun McCullough shoot the three the way that Ryan Anderson can?
Ryan Anderson was a good player.
I like.
He could also sing the national anthem,
but he wasn't a forward.
No, he was.
He played piano well. Ryan Anderson, yes, he was a musician. Ryan was.
I shouldn't have named him.
He was good. He was a good
player,
but he just the size was not there.
Doc's teams.
Yeah,
very small. McCullough would have looked good on Doc's teams.
I think
he would have looked like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on Doc's team.
Well, the one year they had the smallest team in all of basketball.
Right, exactly.
And they almost made they pushed.
That was one of their better years.
It was Ade
Doganduro,
Steve Harley on that team, and a couple other guys.
The horrible loss to Texas A&M.
No, yeah.
That about broke Jake.
Josh Carter. You don't forget that Josh Carter, the player.
It about broke Jake. Yeah. I've heard the stories.
I remember it vividly. I can tell you right now. It was a late night game. My parents were already in bed. I was in high school, I believe it. Yeah, high school.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this game, and I fell into the couch in like devastation the moment that 3 went in, because I think this is the first time in years Nebraska has a somewhat of a chance at the tournament, and it looked good. And then all of a sudden, Carter makes a shot, and I felt like I had died, like I'd been shot, and fell into the couch.
The worst part of it is Nebraska had gotten a stop, and they threw the ball ahead to Steve Harley. And he threw it just slightly out of bounds or something like that.
You guys are amazing.
I was on the baseline in the red zone for it.
So you were a little older than Jake.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah.
Good discussion.
If you have any questions for Mike Schaefer, please call or text 402-464-5685. Before we get to break, though, a place that you would want to dine for lunch or dinner in between Lincoln and Omaha might be what, Sip?
Ruhlman's.
Yeah.
Steakhouse.
Ruhlman's Steakhouse. Have you been there yet, Schaefer?
Yes.
Schaefer's been?
Yeah, I was, again, this comes up every time. I was there when you guys did your remote.
I mostly meant anytime after that.
Yeah, no, I went with some friends for a Christmas dinner. It was fantastic.
He has been.
I would highly recommend everyone going back.
How does
and
this
then
sound,
go
you
check out
guys?
the shop next door.
Yes, the butcher
Bring
shop.
some Ruhlman's home with you, whether it's the seasonings or there's steak that you can take with you or all sorts of things.
Can I sell you on a filet mignon, a 6 or a 10 ounce variety of that?
Yes, you can.
How about New York strip, Delmonico style ribeye? The Genevieve is a 10-ounce center cut top sirloin they have there. They got pork loin chop, lamb sirloin picana, bone-in veal loin chop. Are you salivating yet? I hope you are. How about
I hope you can't.
How about
see it.
salmon scallop risotto? Sounds delightful. A Chilean sea bass, not Chilean, but Chilean sea bass. These are all options you can get in Ashland. Highway 6.
Do you think
Ruhlman's.
Jake's ever ate sea bass?
No,
I have not, but I could try it at Ruhlman's though.
Have you?
I have not.
Chile. 4,000 miles of coast.
You looked it up last night.
4,000 miles of sea bass.
We wondered aloud the other day if it's on the water. We took some.
I knew it was. They wondered.
God.
I knew where it was at.
Oh no!
The reaction was,
Him and Bill weren't sure. I was sure it was like that's definitely in the water.
4,000 miles of coast on the Pacific.
Oh no!
Oh God, yes.
When we come back, more with Mike Schaefer next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in March. Try a double chocolate muffin with a leprechaun latte made with dark chocolate, peppermint, and Irish cream. For lunch, try the salmon panini with provolone, sesame oil, and tomatoes on a ciabatta roll with bagel chips. Perfect for Lent. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe. At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through March 30th, enjoy USDA Choice whole beef short loin for $9.99 per pound, cut and wrapped for free. Plus, a 3-day sale from Thursday through Saturday of USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strip steaks, just $7.88 each. Northern Fisheries salmon portions, $9.99 per 2-pound box, and a handle of Tito's handmade vodka, just $28.99. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor-Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor-Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
We're on the air. Back.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break.
Simple, you are an idiot.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, the Mike Schaefer Hour, sponsored by Ben Spurk of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Call or text Ben at 402-217-9945 for any insurance questions or needs. Schaefer, I thought about you yesterday when I saw some news on X/Twitter about a certain player going in the portal in college basketball. If you recall, last week when Schaefer was here, he was very high on J.J. White, the point guard for Omaha.
Is White in the portal?
J.J. White announced he
Sutton,
is in the portal as of yesterday. Will Nebraska have any shot at J.J. White? You want them to. Do you think they'll have a shot?
Yeah, I don't know if they're actively going to recruit him. I don't have any inside info there. And obviously, it seems like Jalen Jackson from Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne that has the connection to Connor Essegian. It seems like there's some traction there. I don't know if you would end up taking both him and a J.J. White. I don't know if J.J. White, if they view him as someone that can play in the Big Ten. I just know I like watching that guy play. And anyone who's shooting 43% for three, went 3 for 6 against St. John's.
So he can shoot.
Can facilitate.
He's got size.
He's not the biggest. I mean, he's 6'1".
I saw him. He's thick.
He is thick. He's not going to get pushed around. But we'll see kind of where his level is that he ends up. We'll see where Markel Sutton goes. I've heard to keep an eye on Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, for a guy like Sutton. He's from the Oklahoma area. So we'll kind of see how it all plays out. I mean, Nebraska is being active in the portal. There's been a lot of players they've reached out to. It's just how that sort of pairs down and who they focus on. And
the thing I would want to counsel Jake on is when a player,
I need some counseling, please.
When a player goes in the portal, it's usually not, okay, I'm in the portal. Let's see. He probably already has a couple.
Well, I'm not doubting that. I know JJ White will have plenty of suitors
what
after
I'm saying
him.
is he probably maybe already has a decision made. I mean,
Owen Freeman knew he was going to Creighton before he went into the portal, but I'm sure there was
usually
no tampering.
Well, of course,
of course not, Shave.
Of course, there's tampering. A lot of these guys know when they go in the portal where they're going. You know that.
Oh, yeah. I think the thing that people may not understand, because when we talk about tampering, you always think about it from the program side of it. Mm-hmm. Players reach out just as much as coaches do. Absolutely, players will reach out on their own behalf to whoever they can at these schools. I'm vastly familiar with it with football. But so, when we talk about tampering, it's happening on both sides of it. You're never going to be able to completely eliminate it.
No.
You just have to accept that it's part of this, just like you have to accept that player movement is part of college athletics.
Yeah, I've heard coaches talk about these guys in the Sweet 16 that are dealing with it as they're getting ready for their Sweet 16 game. Some react better than others. Bruce Pearl is fine. He's like, I mean, he wants the portal to open now. He said it wouldn't be fair for the players to have to wait till after the tournament for the portal to open. So, no, this is just the way it is. It's not perfect, but it's not. He says you can deal with it. Izzo didn't like it.
Very big difference in how they build their roster, though. I mean, Izzo, it's very much guys that he's recruited from high school and builds up and develops that way. And I think Bruce Pearl has taken more players out of the transfer portal. Not that he doesn't. They obviously can go get talent at Auburn. He's gotten and developed talent. So that doesn't surprise me that, what is it? Of the top 8 scorers at Michigan State, only one is from the transfer portal, and it's Frankie Fiddler.
Interesting.
Role has diminished over time. They are going to be very selective of who they take out of that. Watching the dynamics with basketball and like some teams, Purdue is going to build through how Purdue always builds. They're not building through the portal.
Do they have no portal?
So I saw this
graphic,
graph,
right?
The graphic said that Purdue is the only team in the Sweet 16 that all 5 starters started at Purdue. They weren't transfers in. They all began their college careers at Purdue and are still there. That's the only team. Duke had 4 of the 5.
Michigan State should have had 4 or 5, or 5 of 5.
Michigan State, I think, was 4 or 5. They had 1 transfer in there, but you saw like Arizona had, I think, all 5 players were not there to start their career. Like, and a couple other teams they didn't have anybody that started their career at that school.
There's an amazing in this graphic that Jake's talking about, I can't remember which team it is. They have 2 players that started their career at Texas Tech and they're starting 5, and Texas Tech only has 1 player that started their career at Texas Tech and they're starting 5. So it is a very eye-popping graphic. Like, once you're reading through it and you realize how much talent moves around, and also where some of these guys come from, the programs that they come from. It's not always super powerhouse players that are transferring that go to other powerhouses. It's finding that guy at Tulane that can be a stud for you.
But it does make me respect Matt Painter more. Hey, you're 5 for 5. These are guys you sought out in high school, and they're still there. Tom Izzo, you got 4 or 5. I respect that. John Shire / Coach K, 4 of the 5 are there. That's awesome. Because you don't see that anymore. I mean, even at Nebraska, we don't see that. It's all transfers.
Well, but I think the difference there is those programs have built themselves and established themselves that they don't have to necessarily be in the portal all the time. They can pick and choose. A place like Nebraska is always going to have to be in the portal. It's just the reality of the way that they're building that program and how they're going about it.
Nebraska, one day closer to the college basketball crown. We are one day closer to Nebraska versus Arizona State. Nebraska will play the winner of Washington State and Georgetown.
And we know Riley Wooster will not play in the tournament. His college career is over with an ankle, a foot injury.
It's turf toe.
It's a turf toe.
Turf toe. So he's done for this career. Braxton Mio will be a game time decision with the back spasms. Otherwise, it appears the rest of the players are playing.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
Disappointing with Riley Wooster. You'd like to have him. I know that he's a lightning rod of a player, but I'd rather him have those minutes than other options.
Oh, I definitely didn't have as big a problem with Raleigh Worcester as a lot of people did. He just couldn't shoot it.
Yeah.
But he was a 21%. I think it ended up about 21% from the 3-point line, which it's hard to live that way. But he was a player. I mean, he was a good defender.
You get rebounds for you.
Yep.
Could set things up passing wise. He really had gotten better turnover wise later in the season. He wasn't turning the ball over as much as he had earlier.
Jake knows I like big guards. He's a big guard, 6'5".
The size is good for Raleigh. It's just disappointing. The shot didn't follow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if Raleigh was any sort of offensive threat, this team could have been a lot better. And I'm not trying to place all on him. It was not all his fault, but
that's frank, but it's true.
This is a starting point guard that really offered you extremely limited scoring potential.
They knew that when they took them. Like, that's the thing. Like, nothing that he did was a surprise relative to what he had done in his career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were just hoping that he could be a 30% 3-point shooter, and he didn't get there.
Mm-hmm. And that's why, again, obviously hindsight's 2020. But when you look at the way the roster was constructed, you knew you had a scorer in Bryce Williams that stuck around. Juwan Gary can score. He's not the same level as Bryce Williams, but he's one game on, one game off. It can be, but you didn't bring in besides the season who can sometimes fill it up. You didn't bring in anybody that was known as a scorer. Berkay was a defensive player at UCLA, low scoring. Braxton Mia was not a high scorer at Washington.
Berkay looks like a guy that can develop into a 15 points a game guy to me.
Yep.
They need him to,
because he has a good looking shot, really good looking shot. They definitely need him to. Or they got to go get somebody that can score 18 a game. Because right now on the roster, on the roster, that guy's not there.
Yeah. No, their leading scorer for next year is probably not on the roster right now.
That's scary. Unless it's Rink.
Well, and it's possible, but I mean, I could see Rink settling in as like a 14-point a guy kind of.
That'd be he averaged, I think, 12.5.
Yeah. And so then
12.5.
I'm assuming you're going to get someone else that's scoring more than 14 points.
No, I think you're right. I think you said it very well. The leading scorer for Nebraska in 2026 is not on the roster probably right now. Interesting. That's the interesting world we live in. It's sort of unsettling, right? Sort of unsettling.
But think about how much, for example, a team like Wisconsin, how their entire image changed this offseason. Last year, they were not as good a high-scoring team. They had Chucky Hepburn. They thought that's a big loss. But guess what? They get John Tanji. They got Blackwell on that team. Their entire persona changed because they got a couple of good guys that hit in the portal. John Tanji, no one thought he'd be this good.
Not like that.
They thought he'd be good, but the way he was this year, nobody saw that
Not
coming.
Big Ten Player of the Year good. Like, I don't know if he was. Well, who was the Big Ten?
Just think about it.
Who was the Big Ten Player of the Year?
Was it Braden Smith or not?
Braden Smith, maybe? Tanji, the point is Tanji was in the conversation. Then Tanji scores 37 in the in-state tournament. No, nobody thought that. Now, here's the question. Can Nebraska find a reason, like a Tanji?
They did. They found Bryce Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, like whenever people tell me Fred Hoiberg can't evaluate, I ask them where Bryce Williams came from.
Well,
and then they stammer and stutter. And that
no, they don't. They say, where did Euler come from? Or where did Mia come from?
Yeah, no, I get it. Like there's definite misses in there too. But like the same guy took Bryce Williams from Charlotte and he became a first-team All Big Ten player.
Oh, like 100. I totally
You can't have both sides of it where they can't ever do anything right, and then we ignore the fact that he found a guy who became a first All Big Ten player.
No, I agree with you. I don't disagree. And we don't need to have
I think the more interesting thing with Wisconsin, though, is they lost a player of the caliber of Chucky Hepburn, and their program didn't miss a beat.
Yeah. No,
isn't that
got better?
I mean, Hepburn's last year, they were an 8 seed. This year, they were a 3 seed.
3 seed. Who would you pick, Tanji or Hepburn? I'm taking Tanji every day of the week.
But you wouldn't have when this all went down last spring.
True.
You'd have been like John Tanji or Chucky Hepburn.
Probably would have taken
because Chucky Hepburn was a known quantity at that point. Tanji was a guy who had played well at a lower level.
God, Tanji's so much more appealing to me than Hepburn because of his size.
Yeah, and it's crazy, but we wouldn't have talked about John Tanji.
No, we would not have. So we get the benefit of hindsight, and the benefit of hindsight tells you, wow, take Tanji.
And it also should tell you, and I think the larger thing that I'm trying to get at is that we don't know what Nebraska basketball can end up with out of the portal.
No, we don't.
And it is hard to assume that it's just going to be really great or really poor because you just don't know what kind of player is out there.
No,
and that's why it's very critical for Hoiberg to do his due diligence with evaluation. It's good that he has an offensive set that generally is going to create open shots. Has to find the guys that can come in and make those shots.
Yeah, and I told Jake,
that's the thing.
Be patient too, because this isn't all going to go down in the next few days.
No, it'll go into May.
Ooh, go into May.
Because that's when Burke and Mia, they were May.
Jake, May.
It never stops, Sip. It never really does. Before we get to the game show, we have people asking Schaefer about a potential football/basketball recruit visiting today. Do you know about Nazir Rankin? Anything about him at all?
That was pretty wild. He picked up an offer from Illinois yesterday. Brad Underwood in Illinois offer him, I believe, is Morgan Park High School 4-star athlete. Nazir Rankin could be a defensive back, could be a linebacker, could be a wide receiver. He's here in Nebraska today visiting. They've really, Sip will appreciate this because I know that he likes the city and thinks that they have good athletes there. They've really pushed hard into Chicago for football with the staff, and EJ Barthel has done a nice job. They have a number of targets they like out of the Chicagoland area. Trey Taylor, quarterback, will be in here this weekend, or maybe he's here today. I don't know. Day the 26th?
27th today.
He might be here today. And so Trey Taylor is their top quarterback target for 2027. And so they're really kind of pushing hard into Chicago. Nasir Rankin is part of that. I don't know that they're the favorite to land him, but they have an opportunity to host for this next couple of days to try to set up for an official visit in June. Nebraska's recruiting is going a little bit slow. I think we got an explanation as for some of that when Matt Rule spoke on Tuesday, talking about he kind of wants to know where the guidelines and everything are going to fall before, because he doesn't want to go back on saying things to anyone. So he's just being a little bit cautious. And I actually really appreciate, I don't know if it was you or Sean that asked that question.
Sean.
We got a very good insight into how they're operating right now over there, which I had thought things had been a little bit slow, and maybe this explains they're just not willing to have to go back on anything. And so he wants to see where things land. April 7th is the big day for the settlement. And so we'll see how that all goes. But I thought that was really interesting. It's a big recruiting period over the next 3-4 weeks where they're going to have all these different visitors in. They've got Titan Davis coming in this weekend, defensive end out of St. Louis. I would put him at number 1 on their board, regardless of position.
How big?
First name Titan, you said?
Titan Davis.
Yeah. That's a name right there.
It's a football name, isn't it?
I want to say 6'6", 255, 260.
Like a Williams Winery.
So he's.
Did I pronounce that right? Winery.
William Winery.
Winery.
You're close.
No.
You're close. I'll give it to you.
Reasonable facsimile.
Yeah.
You're in the same boat, right?
I was not prepared for that. So Titan Davis, a guy they have coming in this weekend, big target there. Ryan Merritt is a interior offensive lineman from Miami. That's a heavyweight wrestler that's recently been talking with Mark Manning as well. So you get the interior lineman wrestler combination that worked well with a Tanner Farmer. And then also Nash Hutmaker on the other side of the ball. So we'll see how that one goes. Miami is recruiting Merritt, and I think if the door is open at Miami, he's probably going to end up there. If not, Nebraska has as good of a shot at anybody. Family has known Phil Simpson for a long, long time. So he is coming in this week as well. So a lot of visitors are going to be here over the next few weeks. It should be a fun time.
Jake, before the game show,
yes,
shout out to Mark Manning again.
The
Mangler.
We can't say enough. Second in nationals, 2 champions this year. And a runner-up as well.
Third, a finalist, 8 All-Americans. They took 9 people, and 8 of them were All-Americans.
Was it Brock Hardy that finished second?
Brock Hardy finished second.
Brock Hardy.
And he was sick.
Manny told me he had a stomach bug.
Yeah.
And he got it an hour before the match.
Yeah.
You can see in the match, he's like coughing or trying to clear out his throat as he's in this. And I think that affected his strategy, and he was trying to go for a bunch of points early to hold on late, and it didn't quite work.
The human element in sports is forever fascinating to me. He's on the cusp of the national championship match, and you get a bug.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Terrible.
Unbelievable.
But still an awesome performance. It is time to play the game show. Give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. Today is MLB opening day. It's also a throwback Thursday. So
awesome.
You put those two together. And with Schaefer here, you should like this, Sip, because it's Major League Baseball home run leaders of the past.
Oh, yeah. This
I will give you the team, the position, the year, and how many home runs they hit. You tell me who that person is.
And these are the leaders, like the league leaders or the
leader. I'll give you
Major League Baseball league.
Either
so like the AL leader, NL leader.
We'll see how that goes. I'll give you a description when we get to the game show.
Very
if you know your home run leaders of the past in MLB, 464-5685. Shut Up Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the Dick Down Sip and Schaefer in trivia. Major League Baseball home run leaders of the past. I assume Schaefer feels pretty good about this. Am I right, Schaefer?
I mean, depending on the year, sure.
Sip, you might feel okay, maybe not.
Well,
depending on the year.
I screwed up Babe Ruth one day.
You did. That was bad.
All-time home run
I'll
leader
give you a hint.
We're under 500. All right.
Babe Ruth will not be a correct answer today, so don't say that, please.
Okay, it's 8:03. Let's do this.
All right, we have Todd. How do you feel about MLB leaders of the past and home runs?
We'll work on it.
All right, first question goes to you. Schaefer will be a lifeline for Sip for one question. Todd, what Phillies first baseman led MLB in home runs in 2006 with 58 and in 2008 with 48? This is for you, Todd.
Ryan Howard.
Brilliant. Nice, Ryan Howard.
I would have had that.
You would have had that.
Yes.
1-0 lead.
Ryan Howard is a big man.
1-0 lead for Todd. Sip, first question. What Tigers third baseman led the AL in home runs in 2008 with 37?
2008 is not my wheelhouse, but it is Schaefer's. So, Schaefer, I defer to you, Michael.
There's really only one name that I can come up with here. I feel good about it. We'll say Miguel Cabrera.
Brilliant. And that
I should have known that.
Actually. Correct. Yeah, should have had that one. Miggy. 1-1.
I need you to go back in the 80s and 70s.
Maybe we'll do that now. This is for the lead. Todd, your last question. What At that time, Indians left fielder led MLB in home runs in 1995 with 50.
I know this.
Baddest man on the planet. At least young Mike Schaefer.
Whoa, don't give any hints here, Schaefer.
David Justice.
What? Say that again?
David Justice.
David Justice is not correct.
Oh, boy. You said baddest man on the planet?
To me, when I was a kid, it was basically him and Mike Tyson.
No more hints. Yes, you were giving too many hints here. What are we doing? There's no hints when you give our answer the question.
He's just going to pass.
I don't think I'm going to get it. I can't. Can I pass?
You can pass. Schaefer, who was it?
I'm going to hold on. I'm going to pass. Tell me it's not Dave Kingman.
No.
It's Albert Bell.
Albert Bell.
Albert
Why
Bell.
do I think of Albert Bell as a third baseman?
He used to play third base. He was third base at LSU, and then he moved to outfield in Cleveland.
That's on you.
No, he's left fielder in 95, sir. Bucko. All right.
Bucko.
Sir Bucko.
Bucko.
He said Bucko before. All right. This
Sir
this is for the win. Schaefer cannot help you. 1-1 tie Sip. What Reds left fielder led the AL at that point in home runs in 1977 with 52 and in 78 with 40?
The Big Red Machine, and he was a beauty. David Foster. Dave Foster. Something Foster. George Foster. George.
There we go.
George.
All right,
George
you got it.
I was curious how Jake was going to do that one.
George Foster.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm covered.
Usually I'm okay giving the last name, and you got that right.
George Foster.
You got George Foster is the correct answer.
He was a hammer.
Todd, nice try. Calling on the road. Thanks for calling in today.
Okay.
He's not complaining.
He's not complaining. All right. This is for Schaefer since Bill's not here. Tiebreaker. Schaefer, you guys have won the game, so no stress here. How many Major League Baseball players have hit 400-plus home runs in their careers?
Oh, geez.
400-plus homers.
I feel like no matter what number I say, I'm going to hate myself with the number that I pick. So I'm just going to pick a simple number that I don't even think is close to correct.
Just come on.
100.
Oh, God. I think it's lower.
What would you put it at?
I'm not going to say what my first thought was, because my first thought was pretty low. I'm 57.
Oh! 58.
Oh,
yeah.
50, almost on the dot.
I had no idea how to quantify this.
That's
Normally
tough.
I'm good at like building the math in my head, but it's
just
an
a feel.
huge amount of history.
It's got to be a feel is what it is.
I did not have a...
Only one off. That's
impressive. Very good.
That's a very good guess.
Well, that's a good game. I like that game. God, thank you for the grace on Foster.
George Foster.
I can name that entire Reds team. Rose third, Concepcion short, Morgan second.
Couldn't come up with Albert Bell.
Johnny Bench catcher. Davey Perez first base, left field Foster, center field Geronimo, right field they switched it up, so I can't say.
See, baseball guru Steve Sipple over here.
Back in the day, I was.
Hour 3, one more segment with Mike Schaefer next, and early break on the ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently. Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Busch, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Hey Stars fans, I'm Ford Jack Picard. Join us for Billet Appreciation Night on Saturday, March 29th, when we take on the Des Moines Buccaneers at 6:05 p.m. Our billets make each season possible by opening up their homes to players like me each season. We'll be honoring them before the game on the ice with us as a small token of our appreciation. Purchase your tickets now by heading to LincolnStars.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes. Feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's great to stay up late. It's time for Early Break, presented by Nebco. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I like Stone.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
And here comes a sandwich from God.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
Hey, somebody grab me a mocha quick, would you?
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 3 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen with you. Bill Busch out today. Mike Schaefer still with us for one more segment. Hour 3 sponsored by our friends at Nebco, now hiring at Ready Mix Concrete for CDL drivers. They offer great pay, benefits, paid time off, and more. Check out their jobs at nebcoinc.com. Sipple said he wants to talk a little football this segment. Nebraska, again, will have open session for you guys to watch around 9 o'clock this morning as they get under their first week of spring ball. And we've not talked any offense. We talked defense earlier in the show about defensive line, a little bit of the secondary as well. But Nebraska's offense, I don't know how confident you guys or the fans feel right now about the run game as we head into the season. Now, again, many months away from the first game, but obviously some new pieces on the offensive line. They don't really have any new new faces at running back. It's still Emmett Johnson's show unless something changes there.
Jamarian Parker, Connor Booth.
Could, but
those are new faces.
Well, they are, but we still expect Emmett Johnson to be the RB1 in that position.
I mean, we do.
Has anything changed since the end of the season to make you feel more confident about the run game going forward?
I don't know that I feel more confident about the run game going forward. I have talked myself into Emmett Johnson more in this offseason than I certainly was in, say, December, even after the bowl game. Like you take a look at his usage and the final 4 games where Dana Holgerson is calling plays, and you notice that he's averaging 20 touches a game in those 4 games, and generally was Nebraska's leading yardage person in that time period.
He was their leader in all-purpose yardage at the end of the year with 908.
And so I like the idea of loading up Emmett Johnson that way, of getting value out of your running back in the passing game. I've used this, I think, multiple times this week already, but he had as many catches in the USC game as he had in all of 2023. I think that's really interesting.
How many was that?
7 catches.
Against USC.
Against USC alone.
Yeah, that's Holgerson.
And so I like that because I think you can get more value out of it. And then it also creates and opens up things elsewhere in your offense. You might end up with a better running game because you can get the ball to your running backs in the passing game. You might be able to get the ball downfield easier because teams suck up against the run or against the pass and the swing pass. So I don't know that Emmett Johnson's going to run for like 1,400 yards next year or anything. But could he be a 1,500 yard all purpose? Absolutely. And
that would be the max.
I think that would be
that would be the max.
I think that would be a good thing for Nebraska, quite frankly.
Yeah, I agree with you on all counts. There's a couple things by way of revelations. I thought Rule just dropped in the conversation. Not a huge revelation, but there'll be a 50-50 team. I see this as I know I get out over my skis, but I think it's a team that could pass to set up the run a little bit more than we're maybe used to, or what Rule kind of espoused when he came here. He always made it sound like we're ramming the ball at people. I don't think this roster, I keep saying it, the strength of the offense is not like it doesn't lead me to think they're going to be a pounded at you running game.
Yeah, I agree.
The strength of the roster is at receiver and tight end. So that's what you go with.
Yeah.
Right. You don't try to overthink this. They don't have Quinshawn. Is it Quinshawn Judkins? Travion Henderson. They don't have that. They don't have who is a really good Michigan running Blake Corum. They don't have Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. They don't have that. Their strength is elsewhere, and I think that's what you'll see.
My fear in the running game is that any injury to Emmett Johnson seems really scary. And I know that Matt Rule has stood up and talked about Quentin Ives for 3 years now. I just haven't seen it myself.
Well, he has 6 carries for 7 yards. That's what you've seen.
I have I have a tough time accepting that Quentin Ives is going to be your number 2 running back.
Makai Nelson, can I say
same thing? Like it 2 guys that Nebraska didn't beat out anybody for in the recruiting trail. And that doesn't mean anything necessarily. It just
does. It kind of does.
They're betting on their own evaluation there in a way that worries me a little bit. I do think Jamarian Parker and Connor Booth are going to be more involved as freshmen than what we saw from Ives or Nelson previously. I guess I wouldn't be shocked if Booth somehow became a short yardage player for Nebraska because he has that kind of power component as a running back. But I'm with you in the sense that the way that they are structured right now, they don't feel like a team that is just going to have a 14-play, 78-yard drive where 10 of those plays are just ramming up the middle.
I don't see it. We could be wrong.
Yeah.
And the offensive line would have to be really good, obviously, for that to happen because they don't have an obvious big-time conventional Big Ten running back. But not many people do, by the way.
But I think what they can do is they can piece it together through passing, through the running back.
Right.
And like I think Emmett Johnson, if you don't think of it just as straight rushing yards,
well, here's what he
can
said.
Be an effective player.
Here's what he said, Shave. I thought the best quote of Tuesday was Emmett Johnson saying, "I don't want to be just a running back. I want to be a weapon." That's what you're saying about him.
Yeah, well, and he wants to line up in the slot. He wants to I appreciated him putting that out there because I think it creates an idea that they may not have the traditional running game, but they can find ways to derive value from their running back to help their offense overall. And I think Dylan needs that. I think he needs easy throws. I think he needs someone else to help him out on offense. And I do think that there's a chance Emmett Johnson could be your most valuable non-quarterback on offense.
I think he could be. Now, Jake, what we're talking about, Penn State, who are those 2 running backs? Singleton
and Katron Allen.
Nebraska doesn't have that. They don't have that.
No part of me is arguing this at all.
No,
they haven't had that in a long time.
No, they don't have that. They don't have Burkhead and Amir. I was watching that bowl game the other day for some reason on YouTube when they had Burkhead and Amir. Nebraska was a good football team, man. I mean, they were good. They were playing with Georgia. I mean, we forget that, but that
2012.
Think about when they had Burkhead and Amir
it's
going.
A good-looking team.
Woof. They were good.
Now we have some people, and I'm glad this is brought up on the text line because I had a similar thought myself. Sanderson of one says Sip's love for this tight end room is baffling. What are we talking about? We got a guy that's never played the position, Heinrich Harburg, who did get the first catch of the Rule era against Minnesota, but was a quarterback.
True.
And then also an injured redshirt freshman in Carter Nelson.
Carter Nelson's hurt.
So are you sure we should be as optimistic about the tight end room as you are?
It's a projection, and I think they'll be very good.
I think over there they love their tight end room. And I know we just talked about they love their running back
with
room
Nelson's
too.
injury.
Yeah, but I mean they're excited about what Mac Markway could be when he comes back from that injury and as an inline tight end. They love Luke Lindenmeyer.
Lindenmeyer's really
his name never comes up. Everyone wants to talk about Heinrich Harburg, but Lindenmeyer is probably your tight end number 1.
Came on. Oh, I'm gonna say Heinrich's tight end number 1.
Well, I think they're going to use both of them a lot.
Lindenmeyer came on, if you remember, Jake, last year late.
He was the one, wasn't he the one that the pass was intended to against Illinois? That was a little bit over the.
He was probably the third tight end.
That was early.
Yeah.
Think about the bowl game. He looked really good in the bowl game. He came on late.
They had that play that they would run, and Michigan used to run this, and it just torched Nebraska in 2021 running this. But it was the tight end stays in the block a little bit. The middle of the field opens up. He pops out for a quick pass. They probably stole 20 yards.
Did he get USC on that? Did he get USC on that?
Well, it was the bowl game against Boston College is the one I remember, but I think they ran it against both USC and Wisconsin as well.
Lindenmeyer's part of that conversation. Jake Harburg, Carter Nelson, Mark Way. You have a couple guys too that are fall under the intriguing category. Connor Shutt, I'd keep an eye on. And, they have Ingwerson and Danny King. There's some guys there. But when I talk about it, I'm talking about Harburg, Lindenmeyer, and Carter Nelson. And if those three are healthy and ready to roll, yeah, that's a position. Carter Nelson can do a lot of damage if he's healthy.
Well, and he's going to be interesting because he's probably not a traditional tight end. He's going to be flexed out into the
flex out tight end.
So he's going to in some ways be a 6'6" slot wide receiver.
He's dangerous. I am telling you, he's dangerous.
At what point do we know if he'll be available this season? When will we have more of a picture of that?
July, August.
I think once you get into the early part of summer, not summer, but
is there a general optimism right
camp.
now from the staff in terms of his availability, in terms of what you know?
I haven't heard it from the staff. I've heard it from the camp of Carter Nelson.
Okay.
Yes, he'll be all right.
I would say they're optimistic just based on a couple conversations I've had that, they're planning on him being part of the picture for sure.
Sandy asked a legit question. I don't regard Heinrich as a huge question mark. I watched him in the bowl game. He played 30 snaps in the bowl game. Fedoni played 31. He only caught a pass, but he had a great block on a long run, and he looked very natural to position. I think he is I'm just going to keep it at that. I just think he's going to be excellent.
They think he's going to be excellent.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a great athlete. There's nothing really stopping it from happening to me. You'd have to convince me why it can't happen. Look at him and look at what he's done already. It's not like he's just played quarterback. He's caught passes. He's run the ball. There are different movements associated with tight end, obviously, but he can make them. I think he's going to be dynamic.
I think it's a humorous picture that this guy has been QB2 for a couple of years, and he could be your tight end 1.
It happens in football.
I know. Do you see a lot of quarterbacks go to tight end?
Well, Blake Bell.
Okay,
I'm not
saying there's no examples. It's
bell.
Very, very few examples, but we know he's athletic, and I'm curious and optimistic about that look. But
we know he's athletic. You can expand on that if you want to. How about 6'5", 235? I mean, I
think the most interesting thing is how quickly he can be a plus as an inline blocking tight end. I mean, that's the thing where I may be the most skeptical, because I think the rest of it, the athleticism, the way he moves, how you can utilize him in space, different things of that nature, that all I think I don't have questions on.
I don't.
Him lining up across from a defensive end and being asked to chip in pass protection before running out. How physically he holds up at that position relative to, he's been a backup quarterback and hasn't had to go through the rigors of a full season in the way that he physically will have to those are the sort of questions that I have. The athletic ability, no one questions.
You know what you don't question either? How do you match up against him? Are you putting a little corner on him? Or you put a linebacker on him? Good luck.
That's why that's me. And all the optimism to me comes from one person. It's not even a player. I mean, the optimism is Dana Holgorsen. We have not seen an entire offseason yet, we saw an impact in a short amount of time in 4 games he coached.
I don't care who the offensive coordinator is. He can be good.
I know. I'm saying even to back up your strong belief or expectations for that group, Dana Holgorsen's ability to get people in space.
True.
Is going to be something we have not seen here for a while.
Not in probably it's going to be much more defined looking. He'll get the right players the ball. He won't try to spread it around too much, which you always wondered with Satterfield. What you just didn't know what was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in Schaefer, that is not my area of expertise. I'm not good at second guessing play calls. That's not my. But with Satterfield, I could recognize issues.
Yeah, well,
they were that glaring that Sipple could see it. Is what I'm saying.
At one point, the amount of passes that were thrown that were resulted in less than 4 yards was astoundingly high, and that is not a real offense.
It was predictable.
You're not going to have success with that.
No, and we're not just talking willy-nilly here. When Dana Holgorsen came in November. He said the playbook is incredibly big and it's got to be pared down. And I asked these guys, they can give me ideas, but I am not guaranteeing I'm using them. His whole theme was, I got to cut this playbook down.
Well, his whole theme is simple. Like it's if you look at the type of running game that he runs, He spreads everybody out, and if he likes the box, he's going to run it up the middle, or he's going to pull the guard off the side and run on the edge of the field. I mean, everything is designed to be a simple, quick read in his offense. And that was the story at Oklahoma State as the OC. That was the story as West Virginia's head coach. I mean, part of the knock on a guy like Geno Smith was when he got to the NFL, Dana Holgorsen ran a really simplistic offense. He had to learn NFL offense, or an entirely different, being able to read multiple different keys instead of having just a really quick read option, which is, we don't care how these guys necessarily do in the NFL, but if you can create a simple offense that easily run for Dylan Raiola that takes some of the thinking out of it for him, that is going to make your team better.
We're going to go over and watch Dylan.
You're going to depart and go watch practice. I'll hang tight for 2 more segments. It's all right. We'll finish off the show.
Wait a second. Are you going to stick around, Shafe?
If Shafe wants to, he can. He doesn't have to. I'm doing Bill's Thrills next, so cool parenting tips.
Scotland. Is Scotland involved?
She is. I have a
great... Is she calling in? She giving them parenting tips?
Is she calling in? That's going to be epic the first time we hear from Scotland.
Yes, that would be epic.
Scotland calls in.
That would be great. Bill's Thrills, a.k.a. Jake's Takes, is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NIPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. Or right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, Go ahead. Sleep in. You deserve it. And choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, look who decided to stick around for one more segment. None other than Mike Schaefer, 24/7 Sports. He'll be joining SIP soon at practice. You take less time to get situated at practice than SIP, I would think, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a little bit of time before we're even going to be able to go out to the field. So I'm not as concerned about it. But
he likes to be early to think.
Sipple is a professional, and he's punctual to being on time for everything. So
yes,
I don't know. I feel comfortable that I can still make it over there and whenever
I've never doubted you, Schaefer. Never have. Never have. Never will.
I mean, I'm late to this show, so
that's okay. You're on time today, so it's good. Well, Bill is not here, but we still will do Bill's Thrills, and it's a cool parenting Thursday. So without further ado, let's fire up the intro.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh, yeah. Is it going to be bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. Have you seen? I sent it to you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break.
Yes, Bill's Thrills is sponsored by our friends at Trados. If you have any grain marketing or crop insurance questions, you know where to go to. Go Trados.com, GOTREDAS.com. Schaefer, I know this will hit home with you because I know you've experienced this in your life, but my cool parenting tip, filling in for Bill today, Jake's Takes for Bill's Thrills, and it's because it happened yesterday, is that we took Scotland on a walk. We do that all the time, but for some reason, I don't know why, for some reason, I don't take advantage of a wonderful spot in the city enough, and I went there last night. Your Jake's takes today, cool parenting tips, is please find any excuse possible to go to Holmes Lake.
Oh, man.
I love it. You used to take walks around all the time.
I love Holmes Lake. It's my favorite place in all of Lincoln.
Again, we live close-ish by Holmes Lake. I stay on the east side of 70th usually, and I don't go over there. But we went under 70th yesterday, went across across the lake. I'm like, why am I not here every day? I wish I would walk around that lake every day. If you have a lake nearby your place, you're just finding reasons not to go, change your mind. Go to the lake. Usually they have a path. Holmes Lake has a nice walking path, mostly gravel. There's occasional parts of concrete there, but I just find myself always pretty happy. Like I could be in a really bad mood. Could be even like crappy weather. But if I'm walking around the lake and seeing people around there and having a picnic or just running or walking or just out and about, like my mood changed yesterday. And I think that I don't care what age your kids are. If it's a baby like you and me with Hudson in Scotland, if it's a toddler, if it's a high schooler, like people, kids and parents and adults and anybody appreciate those types of walks. And so my Jake's takes is find a reason to get to Holmes Lake or wherever your local lake is, walk around it. It will change your whole vibe, your whole mood of your day.
I could not endorse this more. I love Holmes Lake. That's where Slider and I went for walks all the time. I mean, you can walk around your neighborhood and all of that, but Holmes Lake was perfect. There's about 45 minutes to go around the entire stretch.
Absolutely.
You get, I think it's like 2.25 miles out of it in terms of the walk. And as you said, I mean, everywhere on that walk, you're usually going to encounter people that are in a good mood. They're either out there, running, jogging, walking, or they're playing volleyball, or you have people that are fishing. You have people take their paddle boards out on there when it's warmer in the summer. I think they even have a station now where you can rent stuff like a kayak or whatever in the summer. And then if you go on a weekend day, like if you're there on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, those public spaces of where they have the kind of the shelter and the benches, they're always full. There's always a party going on. It's always someone having a great time. Like there's something about Holmes Lake where it's just instant endorphins for me. I'm always happy about it. And without having Slider anymore, it's one of the disappointing things. It's hard for me to just convince myself for just me to go over to home. And many people do it. I just have to get past it. But that was like our spot. When Nebraska would have home games for the longest time and they weren't playing at 11 a.m., I would just get up early in the morning on Saturday morning and we would just go over and walk Holmes Lake. And any time of day, I love that place. Some of the best photos I've ever taken a Slider at Holmes Lake. Your chances of walking there and coming upon someone just making a proposal for marriage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's just it's a place where great things seem to happen and people are always in a good mood. And so again, I could not more fully endorse
without trying to sound too cliche or preachy here. I mean, it's just the fact that listen, you do in certain circumstances control your own attitude. And for me, I found out there's days I've been cranky, I've been upset, I've been just kind of pissed off. And if I've gone to Holmes Lake, either ran or walked or just chill. Listen, you can laugh there, you can cry there. It's your place to unwind or to celebrate or just burn some calories, get some exercise, enjoy the outdoors. It's a wonderful place. Holmes Lake, I know everybody knows it, but when's the last time you went to Holmes Lake, Breakers? And are you able to sometimes stop by and just take a little walk, like you said, 45 minutes? Maybe if you don't go the whole way, then just go part way and back, make it a half-hour walk. Or go watch some softball, watch some volleyball, go to the playground. I mean, it's just fun to see that place packed. And as it's now spring-like weather, I was, again, walking yesterday. Everywhere was busy, and it made me happy to see everyone is getting out of the winter funk. They're enjoying the outdoors, and we're getting ready for spring and summer. And so if you are able to, if you have some time, if you don't, try to make a little bit of time to do it. I think it will change your mood. It will change your day. That's my Bills Thrills, Jake's Takes. Cool parenting tips Thursday. Some response here. Corey says, couldn't agree more. Holmes is fantastic. Pioneers and Antelope Parks are great on their own ways as well if they're closer to where you live. David Fullerton says, 100. Jake, nice take. We could use a lot more people in a good mood. World peace can be had at a lake.
I love public green spaces. Like you see people in good moods.
It's happy to be outside,
hanging out and enjoying, in some places.
We're not in the office. We're
and-
not on the phone. We're not,
Right.
we're enjoying life as we're supposed to, as it was intended to be outside.
We should just meet up with our kids. Just go for a
should,
walk.
but absolutely.
Make it happen.
We'd be in great moods. Barney, great name, by the way. Barney. Is it Barney Cotton? Hey, Barney, if it's you, Barney Cotton. Says, I love to ride my bike there around the lake and then back home. Great. Fun. See the lake, see the people, see the environment. Cigar Guy says, I live a half mile from Holmes Lake. My wife runs around the lake all the time. I like to go there and just sit and look at the water. You can do that. I didn't say you have to walk around the lake. You can just go enjoy the lake. Very simple.
If you like to fish, you can go fish the lake.
If you live in, a different part of Lincoln, if you have never been to Holmes Lake, number one, how is that possible? Number two, let's change that. It's free parking, a lot of parking there, and just a great time. So please, my tip today is get to Holmes Lake. It will change your mood, and it's just a great way to enjoy the outdoors as we were intended to as human beings.
There's nothing that I can really add to this. It's a great Jake's take. It's maybe the best Jake's take of all time.
Thank you, Schaefer. Schaefer, you got to get to practice now.
Yeah.
You want to hang up for one more segment?
We'll see.
Okay. Maybe one more segment. The spillover, regardless, is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NIPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Join Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin Norman this Thursday, March 27th at the brand new Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane as we celebrate MLB opening day and the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. That's Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers and storms early this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny and warm with the high near 82. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy, a low near 60. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and warm with the high near 83. And meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
We're on the air.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover, sponsored by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One Love. Look who is still here, sticking around. Mike Schaefer, because apparently Sip had bad info on the time of practice. He thought it was 9. It's actually 9:50. So thank you for sticking around, Schaefer.
I read my email.
Appreciate you. Sip does not read all his emails. I think he has a problem with his emails because I send the rundown every day and he doesn't get it anymore. I started texting it to him at this point.
Yeah.
So there could
More
be a legitimate
direct flow.
problem with too many emails. He's got to delete some possibly. Reminder today, join us from 3 to 6. We'll be at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill, now new to Lincoln, 27th and Jamie Lane. Enjoy opening day and the NCAA Tournament Sweet 16 with us. They have a great menu like steak skewers, the Liquid Gold Smash Burger, the Blue Chip Burger, the Steak Holder Sandwich, and more. Lincoln's best selection of beers, cocktails, whiskey, and more. That's 3 to 6 p.m. today at 2755 Jamie Lane, South Lincoln, just north of Honda of Lincoln down there. So join us today for that. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, myself will be down there. Speaking of opening day, Schaefer, we are rivals today because you are a Cleveland Guardians fan and I am a KC Royals fan. By the way, we are the home of the Royals on the radio, these airwaves this year. So please enjoy KC Royals baseball here on the ticket all season long. Your official prediction, number one, do either of our teams make the postseason?
I think they both make it again. I think the Royals win the division. And I have Cleveland in the playoffs as a wild card team. They both win in the neighborhood of 88 to 85 games. There's just a couple games that separate them. So a game like today could be a difference maker in the long run of the division.
I would ask you, in terms of Major League Baseball as a whole, is it a successful season as a fan of your Guardians, of me, of the Royals, if anybody besides the Dodgers or Yankees wins the World Series?
Well, I don't think the Yankees are going to win the World Series.
Let's go with the Dodgers. Anybody but the Dodgers.
It does feel that way, but then if the Astros win it, I'm not going to feel good about that either. If the to the degree that someone else wins it would be nice, but the Braves are going to be a solid team, and the Phillies are good. What I mean is the Dodgers have a substantial advantage, but there are very good teams in the NL that could take them out. I think the NL continues to be much better than the AL in terms of overall league strength or quality of team strength. The Diamondbacks are going to be a plucky team in the NL West that could be a thorn for the Dodgers. I am not willing to say the Dodgers are they're definitely going to win the World Series, but they seem like the very.
I'm saying to me, even if the Royals don't win, I'm probably happy if the Dodgers just don't, because they spend money like nobody's seen. They're making the Yankees look like they're nothing spenders anymore.
The problem with that for me is that I don't know that I ever consider it a success because Cleveland never wins, and I'm just so bummed out by it.
Cleveland has been in a World Series recently, as of 9 years ago.
Yeah, so they made the ALCS last year, and then they didn't spend any money this offseason to make their team better. So I don't know. It's always tough because baseball is my favorite, and you get so excited for it. And yet I also know I'm just signing up to being mad about the economics of the sport that I can't control.
Now, a couple years ago, you and I made a trip down to KC.
Yeah, we got to do that again.
For the Guardians. It was the first series of the year. I think that was.
You taught me about music that came out after 2015.
I did. That was an interesting trip. You had never heard about most of the songs. Like, really? This one too? Really? Like, I'm not a new music guy at all.
That was like 2022. That wasn't even like it was that long ago.
I am not by any means a new music guy.
Relative to me,
but apparently I did. But yeah, that was fun.
We should do that again.
We should. Now you're not going down for any of these games in KC.
No, not right now.
Tomorrow. I was supposed to go down today for opening day. I had tickets, but because we have the remote broadcast, I got to be at that. It's priority first with the work. I will get to KC at some point in the near future for the game. Shout out to T and the team going down there to watch the game. I will miss you guys. Please have a beverage for me and root for me. But I'll hopefully get back there next year for opening day.
Yeah. Well, I wish this series wasn't though. I wish this wasn't an opening day series. I wish this wasn't a March series. I'm more apt to go later in the month of April or in May. Like, it's just with spring football starting right around this time, it's just more difficult. And now also allegedly having responsibilities as a parent, it's not as easy to get away as it was in 2020.
I have a little bit of concern before we get out of here with the Royals. Again, they have expectations, and I think rightfully so. But here's the deal, Schaefer. I'm the guy that when my team is supposed to be good, they're not good. Husker baseball's got a rough. They're a ranked team, favored to win the Big Ten. They're second to last in the conference.
And what are they,
they're 10-14. They're 2-7 in conference.
They got Oregon State coming in this weekend.
So naturally, with the way that's playing, a team that I care about and support and was supposed to be good, I have natural concerns about the Royals being able to play up to their expectations and goals.
Yeah, well, I think that's normal as a sports fan to have a little bit of doubt and skepticism of what your team can accomplish. It's not my job to talk you into the Royals. The reason that I think that they're going to win the division is I think they have probably consistently the best lineup in the division.
It's very good.
I think guys like Jonathan India as an addition is going to be huge for them at the top of that lineup. I think you could have someone like Michael Garcia could play up from where he was last year. I think there's another level for Vinny Pasquantino. And then you still have stalwarts and Salvador Perez and Bobby Witt Jr., who's one of the 4 or 5 best players in the league.
Pasquantino had 98 RBIs, and he got hurt in like mid-August.
Yeah.
And so he didn't get to 100 RBIs. He played again in the postseason, I think, in the AL, the wild card round, and lost. They beat the Orioles, and then they lost to, of course, the Yankees the next round. But he would have had easily 110 plus RBIs, but he didn't get hurt in late August, missed the whole month of September. So
if he can tap into a little more power too, because if he could be like a 25 to 30 home run guy, you're just getting extra runs.
He can do that.
He's a big enough guy. He's got power. He just hasn't happened yet.
Enjoy opening day. Just know your season's not over if your team loses today. It's 162 games. Do not freak out.
Done.
Don't panic.
Done.
Sweet 16 enjoyed that. Schaefer, thank you for your time today. We'll see you next Thursday.
Yes.
All right. The Drive is next. We will see you guys tomorrow. Join Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin Norman this Thursday, March 27th at the brand new Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane as we celebrate MLB opening day and the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. That's Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or